2nd.
So we can consider this like our pre-show.
Yeah, this is our pre-show. We're just waiting for Gallios.
I'll go do the Twitters. The Twitters.
I'll retweet the Twitters. Right, here's the phone.
Okay, so I love Twitch. Twitch is so helpful. So I didn't put the new overlay up, but I'm really proud of my new overlay. It looks really sweet. I just hope everybody fits in it. Right now, it looks like... Hold on.
Is it going to show up in Appearance, or do I have to look at Twitch to see it?
Yeah, you have to look at Twitch. I already have to fuss with my camera. I took my whole office apart because I made... Yay, thank you for the hosting, Key Sticks. I made a monitor stand out of black pipe, and it did not work out well at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it didn't. So, all right, let me. So I ripped my whole office was just ripped apart. I was so sad. I couldn't play Guild for 2 days, so I missed our first W-Dub that we did.
Oh, really?
On the new night, yeah. So I was a little bummed about that. Kora, you're split in half until Gallios gets here. I'm sorry.
I'm noticing that. That's okay. That's my punishment.
There is no punishment.
I need to pop chat out.
Like, should I apologize now or like wait until it's live? Like, I could do it both because I'm sorry.
Okay, so why is that not working?
Mm.
What is Twitch alerts? Maybe.
So is that the new layout or no?
That is the new layout. I'm trying to get our chat there, and it doesn't seem to be working. And I don't know why. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna have to angle. I can't stay folded up like this. Oh my god.
Are you sitting on the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I had to move out of my nice studio apartment back at the end of July because my contract had ended that I had been working, and without money, you can't pay rent. Oh no!
Shiitake.
Yeah. So
hey,
luckily a friend I was like, hey, I'm about to be homeless, and I literally just bought an air mattress so I can sleep in my car if I have to, but like, you have a guest room, can I stay with you some days? And he's like, yeah, come, that's fine, don't worry about it, don't. So so I'm staying with him, and I actually just started a new contract a couple weeks ago, which is good, but the bad thing about it is because it's a contract, it's only a 9-month contract. So again, I'm still not in a position to sign a lease because I can't guarantee that I'll be able to pay rent the entire lease. So he's letting me stay with him. The contract is supposed to be mostly remote, although I've still been driving in a lot of the days because we're like ramping up the training. This week I only had to drive in one day, which is good because it's no traffic is a 45-minute commute, and one day it took me 2 hours to get home. Yay, commute. So I'm still a little stressed, trying to resolve all of that and potentially find a second job so that maybe I can afford rent, maybe. Yeah.
Affording rent is a good thing.
Yeah. So most of my stuff is in storage, like my desk, and I'm staying in his guest bedroom, which is actually his parents' room when they come stay with him. But there's no desk. So I've got my whole computer set up on the floor. I think I've posted pictures a couple times because I'm like, I have to find the humor in it somehow.
Yeah.
But it's also like, this is not the ideal situation to be in.
Yeah. It's not.
It's temporary, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and the good thing is that he could totally be like, yeah, you've got a job now. As soon as you can afford a deposit, can you like vacate? And And I'd be like, sure, that's fine. And I'd find a way to make it work. But the fact that he's letting me stay with him while I work this contract means that I can save money and pay off some debt and be in a much better place in 9 months. And hopefully I will be able to go right into whatever my next gig is. So, yeah.
I think you'll be fine. It's like I said, I feel like this is your year. I do.
Well, maybe not this year, since this year's almost over, and this year's been like generally poop for everyone I talk to. I'm hoping 2018? Yeah, 2018 is my year. 2017 was like putting all the fertilizer down so that 2018 I grow like beautiful flowers bloom.
Flower into a wonderful bloom or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So fingers crossed for 2018 because 2017's a trash bin fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so
I feel
everybody
you.
in chat knows, we're just waiting on Gallios. He's running a little bit late. So as soon as he gets home and settled, he will be on the stream. So welcome to our pre-show. So the chat is ugly, or the overlay's not on because I don't want to cut Kora's face in half. But that's our new overlay. It's so pretty.
So I like it. So I finished the cup of caffeinated tea, and now I'm switching to the giant cup of decaf tea.
To sort of kind of bring you down a bit.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trying to keep it balanced for y'all.
Excuse me. So chat, are we good sound wise? If you help me out. I think we are. Nobody's complained yet.
Yep.
All right.
Crimson says sounded good.
Thank you, Crimson. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Gallios, I'm going to get some more coffee. Enjoy the ambient sounds of my house.
All right.
So the training is still going on then?
A little bit. It's kind of weird because it's a content writer role, so it's not. It's like, well, how do you train for that? Like, I just have to slowly learn what the projects are and who to talk to so that I can be like, hey, is this information correct? So that I can write up the instructions. And right now I'm helping them with a database cleanup. There's like 300 plus files, and some of them are outdated versions and some of them are the current version that's on the site, and I have to identify what they all are and then make my notes on like, oh yeah, this needs to be deleted, and then sync with the person who's the project owner to give them my suggestions, and then maybe I'll be the one to delete. I don't even know. So that's just taking a little bit of time, but I don't mind it. It pays the bills.
Yeah,
that's what you need. I almost want to say brainless, but like you do need a brain to a certain degree, but it's not the side of my brain that I like to use.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah. So it's nothing exciting. It's nothing that really engages or makes me feel like it's activating my purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
It is paying the bills. And sometimes you just got to pay the bills and be okay with that.
Yep.
And then when you clock out for the day, then you go work on whatever projects you want to work on that will fulfill your sense of purpose or, help add to whatever you eventually really want to do.
Yeah.
But life isn't always peaches and sunshine. So
yeah, I know. I'm kind of going through the same thing right now. I've got one job that hasn't given me any work for most of the year. And then the other one is just not enough hours. And so it's like, okay, well, let's just throw applications out. And I've gone on like a million different interviews and keep making the finalist round for like several. And then they come back and they're like, nope. And you're like,
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times.
My wife made these, and we're gonna stick them in our bushes in the front of our house for Halloween.
Oh, that's cute.
And you can't tell, but it glows in the dark, like.
Yeah, so it looks like
That's
eyes
cool.
looking out. Yeah, I've seen
that's
that.
Cool.
That'll be really cool.
That's
so.
Gallus is here.
Yay!
Yay! Well, hopefully, like Gord was saying, next year will be better for both of us in regards.
Yep. That's my hope.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the heavy conversation.
No, we were just making time, chatting.
All right, so overlay. Is that Mr. Gallios?
Hey, Gallios.
Hi.
We got no sound on Gallios.
I mean, I can lighten up the conversation. Look at my knitting.
Maybe
Oh,
that
nice.
would help.
That will help. Yep.
Look at how thin that yarn is.
What is that? Like a DK weight?
It is lace weight.
Nice.
Yeah, lace weight.
All right.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I'm never gonna finish
Guys,
this. I'm gonna be like 80. I'm gonna have to like will this to like my niece to finish.
You got a fan blowing or something, Gallios?
I do. I'll turn it off.
Yeah,
even though it's hot here.
You got some serious. That's better.
Don't forget to mute and appear in.
Is that better?
That's better.
That's better.
Okay.
Gallius was late.
Sorry, I have children, and we had pumpkin carving at a neighbor's house. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Fun.
Yeah, I had to speed rush. My daughter decided that her pumpkin needed to look like a Picasso, so I almost tried to do the eyes just like a Picasso thing, but it didn't work out.
Oh, Crimson Tears is my son. Welcome to the chat, son.
All right, I gotta get into Twitch real quick.
Yeah, let's see. I think. All right, so we gotta do a little bit of adjusting.
Is that noise still coming from Gallios?
Gallios, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is.
Maybe my gain is screwed up. That would suck because I spent a lot of time fixing it.
Oh, yeah, it sounded like you were recording on a freeway.
There we go. Maybe it was just the tilt.
Is that better?
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my gain was just untweaked a little bit. My kids jack with my rig and aggravates me, but what can you do?
Yeah.
All right. It's
now
back.
it's coming back.
It's
now
back.
It's back. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, but there is some serious shenanigans.
Sounds like jets are flying overhead, or there's a freeway
I hear it
right next to you.
I can hear it myself, but I don't know where it's coming from. How about that?
Like it stops when you talk, and then it starts up again.
Yeah, it's back, buddy.
It's my headphones. Is that better?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give it a try.
Nobody say anything.
Nobody say anything?
Hey, what's up, Dolvik? So, just so everybody knows, Crimson Tears in chat is my son, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Son Jason.
What's up,
Hi,
bud?
Jason.
He's hanging out because we haven't got to talk much. He's busy in college. I'm busy with projects and work, so he's hanging out. My boy! That's my boy. See what we look like. Oh, wait a minute.
There we go.
Aww.
You guys got the same haircut, almost.
Yeah.
Just about. When he cuts his hair. All right, so we're good. There it is.
Yeah, it's back, Gallios. Gord, could it be on your end? Oh, now I can't hear Gallios at all.
Yeah, can't hear you, buddy.
But you hear the wind sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not from my end because I.
Nope, cannot
Nope.
hear you. But still hear the sound.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not me, right?
Nope.
You each person one by one, yes.
Yeah. It's gone.
I'm still hearing it.
Yeah.
You hear it? I don't hear it.
Do you think it's mine?
No, it's definitely Gallios. I just muted Gallios' channel. It's gone. Oh, he did something.
Did the sound go away
Yeah.
You're
when I
better now.
unplugged my mic? I mean, my headset?
No. It
Well,
just
you
went
were
away
waving.
now.
You were waving the thing around, and I wasn't hearing it.
All right, so what I was saying is if I unplug it, do you still hear the sound? I'm going to unplug my headset, shake your head, yes.
I did.
For I hear it,
You
no,
don't,
if
you don't have to do that. I heard it. It was still going. It wasn't
I
until you
didn't.
plugged back in.
What headset do you normally use, Gallios?
It's gone now. Yep, still gone.
Okay.
Still gone.
Did it do it when I unplugged it?
Nope.
Okay, so it's my headset. I'm going to go see if I can find another headset real quick, okay?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's got like the earbuds style.
I guess maybe it's feedback or.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
It's something in the background.
Might be that his mic, yeah. It might be that
Here it comes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It might be his mic.
Maybe.
I hope not.
I wonder if he left that headset plugged in.
Mm-mm. No, he kind of threw it on the ground.
It sounds like the ocean
It
or
does.
a freeway.
It does. It sounds like soothing white noise.
It's unfortunately something I can't get rid of either.
You use Audacity though, right?
Yeah.
You can isolate it. Isolate
only-
the footprint of it and then run it.
Yeah.
That.
But only to a degree. I
Yeah.
mean, when you do noise reduction, it only takes out.
Yeah, I know.
So much. There he is.
Better?
Look
It's
at that.
better. It is better, but
light.
it happened when you walked away. So we'll just deal with it in post. I'll deal with it in post. Hold on. Yeah. It's gone. So, yeah, you did. Roma said you'd come back with Turtle Beaches.
This was my headset, but I let my son borrow it
Oh,
to
thank
play
you.
Xbox, and he doesn't ever use it.
Talking Script
well,
is
there you
now
go.
hosting us. Thank you, Talking Script, for the host.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go way out of order with the news here. Halloween's going to be last
Okay.
because we're probably going to talk the most about that. Guys, you're back in the ocean. I'll just deal with it in post. It might not even show
Halloween.
up. All right, so
Halloween last.
Halloween will be last in the news. Oh God, I love Miko so much. I love her OCD. It's so awesome.
It really is. Because I know that if it's not in order, I'll start talking about it out of order.
I'm gonna start with Zach. All right, that'll be the first one I
Yeah.
do. But
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Paul, how's my level right now?
You're
Do
fine.
I sound okay?
you sound
Okay.
good. It's just like, are you muting Skype in between?
I will when I'm not talking. I'm just gonna mute. So like, if you guys ask something, I'll make sure to unmute.
Yeah, if it comes through.
That way we get rid of it most of the time.
Yeah, I can deal with it in post. I don't know. I honestly don't.
My AC is running as well, so it's very possible it's blowing in the microphone.
That's exactly what it is.
That could be it.
Yeah, it's air.
That's what it is. It's moving air. So, all right. So we'll deal with it. Yeah, where's the bourbon there? Did you got it? You showing it off? People are asking. There you go. All right, so recording's going live. We are recording.
And it says, "This is me being awesome."
Hold on a second.
That's nice.
We are not recording because my Audacity did a bad thing.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not really that bad. Are you muted, Gallios? No? Oh, you are. I still hear it.
It's gotta be something
It's gotta
else
be
then.
on. It's gotta be on my side then. It's only on your channel.
Mute yourself.
Well, yeah. See, I get a little bit of ground feedback on your guys' computer, and then that
Whoa.
is Gallios's right there.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Better?
Oh, something just happened.
Is that better? Nope, I still hear
It's
it.
on my end, buddy.
How is it happening? We haven't had this problem
I
before.
rewired everything. I completely dismantled.
Did you you must have plugged something back in a different spot.
And I have it all set. I didn't have it until tonight. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. I'll deal with it in post.
Mm.
What was I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. Now we're recording? Yay, we got it.
Yay.
It's bad.
Did you? Is that JB on there?
Where?
I thought I smelled Louisiana enter the room. Is that you, JB? Are you
That
still
is.
there?
That's Jibs. All right, audio. I'll deal with it in post. I'll do intro and post. It's good because I'm trying a new audio record. It's bad, dude.
Yep.
It's really bad.
I hear it. I hear it.
It's like
That's when you know it's
when you
bad.
talk, it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me try something.
So Gallios, you got to prepare yourself. You've got about a year and a half. I was just informed that my friend is having a destination wedding, and she picked New Orleans.
Shut up.
Yeah. So,
oh yes, indeed. You would better call me when you get here.
Yeah. Right. So June 2019? Yeah.
Sweet. Looking forward.
All right, we'll deal with it. I think I know what it is. I don't know if it's possible, but...
What do you think it is?
I think it's my new graphics card.
What?
Because there's like a crap ton of air blown out of the back around the sound card, so...
Oh.
All right, well, I'll deal with it in post. It's not a big deal. Everybody on the stream will have to deal with it. We're starting.
Okay.
Gotta put that card in a different location.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only place I can. Me. All right. Hello and welcome to Shadow of the Dragon. This is episode number 52.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah!
Just leave it unmuted. You can leave it open. It actually takes the sound away when you're not muted.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't get it. But, yeah, welcome to the show. We're back. I got married.
Uncensored from.
Oh, look at that bling.
Bling bling, baby. Yeah, I got married. So during the course of the past month, we haven't really done a show. We did a blooper special. I missed everybody. Like last Sunday, I woke up and I jumped out of bed at about 7 in the morning, and I was running around the house frantic. And my wife was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "I gotta edit the show. I haven't touched a show all weekend." And she's like, your show is done. You uploaded it like a week ago."
You were like, oh.
I was like, oh yeah. So it's fun. So what's everybody been up to? Let's start with Kora.
Real life, I started a new contract job that is a job and it pays the bills. So, there's that. But been under a little bit of stress, and so when I went back and listened to the last episode recorded, I was apparently an ass, and I'm sorry, and it had nothing to do with you, Gord. I was having a bad week, and sometimes when you hang out with your friends, you take out your frustration on them because they're available and you know that they won't punch you. And apparently that's what happened, and so I'm really, really sorry about that. And when I realized what had happened, after the fact and after me and you talked about it, I felt terrible. Because that's not cool and that's not what I meant to do. It just...
Well, it was one of those situations where I didn't think really anything of it. In the heat of the moment, I was angry at you, but that's not the first time. Because we get in the heat of the moment and things, and Kora and I are both on opposite ends always. We're always at the opposite end of the spectrum. So I was used to it, and I didn't really realize. A couple people did reach out, but the thing is we're a pretty close group here. We're all a bunch of friends, and I don't think I really even thought of it at first. But I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. Kora wanted to apologize, and she did. I wasn't prepared for you to do it in the opening of the show.
Well, I wanted to get it out of the way, and so that people know that I wasn't trying to attack you, and it wasn't like we had a fight behind scenes. It was just I had a bad week, and Gord stood in the line of fire by mistake. And not even by mistake. Like you happened to just be walking by while I was breathing flames.
Listen, I mean a Norn for a reason. So
he is a tank after all.
Yeah. So but other than that, playing Halloween, and just having a blast. And yeah, that's basically been my life, is just the job that pays bills and Halloween until Halloween is over. Yeah, that's my life.
Woohoo!
Excellent.
All right, Gallios, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you much in game, buddy.
5'6.5".
No, that's
really
not what you
it.
are in pixels. You're Norn. Every character you have is Norn. You're not 5'6.5".
Okay.
Anyway.
I no, honestly wish I had more time, but between work has been really a lot of out of town, and my laptop just cannot handle playing Guild Wars 2, so I don't even try because I just get angry. So I don't try to play it, and I've done a lot of traveling, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. So I might be getting a couple of hours a weekend for a while. The good news is that my son's football season is almost over. So on top of work, on top of the kids having football, on top of the daughter wanting to do karate and soccer, which we haven't started yet, but ugh.
Oh, you got to answer. What style are you looking at?
None right now. We actually, I got to take that back. We went to eat. I don't know if you remember, I took the wife out for her birthday a couple of months ago, and we went to Texas Day, Brazil. We happened to meet, our waiter happened to be a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructor, and he wanted to, he specializes in kids, and so he was inviting us, but I think he's going to be really expensive, and Gallios broke right now.
Well, you don't want your young daughter rolling around on the ground with strangers either. You know, I was afraid you were gonna say
but
that.
that's where she learns to be defensive. You know.
Listen, man,
No.
listen. Tangsudo, Taekwondo, any
That's
Japanese
probably
style.
more along the lines
Yeah.
of where we're going anyway. But
Taekwondo's
yeah,
good for kids. Really good for kids.
yeah, we did a little bit of searching for that, but mostly it's just been mostly a lot of work. And in fact, the only times I've actually gotten to play recently is during the day when nobody's on. It's like I'll sneak home and play for a little while, and then next thing you know, I get a phone call. I got to jump up and take off again. But out of town kicks my butt. So if I'm gone just 1 or 2 nights, you can bank on me being out of game for 4, because I've been gone for 2 days and I come home and I've got a honey-do list when I get home, and then football practice, and on top, it's just been hectic. I did get to play some Halloween stuff, and because I love Halloween, it's like one of my favorite holidays to play, even more so than Christmas. Like Halloween's my favorite. So I did jump in the Labyrinth the other day and tried out a couple of new builds, with the Soul Beast and Firebrand. The Firebrand was actually kind of fun once you get the hang of it.
I love
really fun.
Firebrand.
I love it.
Oh my god!
Really.
Did you beat the expansion?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. Finally,
made me hold my
finally
breath for a
beat it.
second.
In fact, I'm working on my Griffin. I found it by accident, because I found a feather and I found some, bat poop or whatever, and some stuff like that. Griffin poop. Big turd. Scat, But anyhow, I found that, and then I was like, where in the hell do I gotta go? So I looked it up online and I went and found it. And I started the quest, but I haven't had time to finish it. So that's where I'm at.
Good man. Good man.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I did put it in the Discord spoiler lore section. When you start that quest, pay attention to the person who gives it to you and everything she says, because I didn't realize, because I was going through it so fast, because I was like, gotta get the Griffin before Gord, gotta get it before Gord. So I actually missed some lore, and like just this past week realized something that blew my mind. And I talked before about how heartbreakingly beautiful this bit of lore is around the Griffin's questline. And when I discovered this thing, I was just like, oh my god, this just ratchets it up even more. Like, it is so beautifully sad.
Oh, it was a really neat starting period. Just starting it was fun.
Yeah, I didn't even notice either, Kora. I saw you tweet that out. I was like, what? So now I have to do it again. I have to at least go up there again. So that's it for you, Gallios?
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it. I wish I had a more exciting life in game to share with you guys, but really, RL's kicking my tail right now with work, and then on top of that, my the owner of our company passed away, so I was out of town for that too. I had to leave to go out of town because I have to go. So,
well, it's a good thing, sir, that you have good looks and a sexy voice, or else I'd have to boot you off the cast because you're so boring.
I'm sorry. I should really start filming. I should really start filming what I do outside of this. So.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, Miko, what have you been up to?
I jumped into Halloween, I think one day. I haven't done all of the things. I've been spending most of my time farming up my currency, my Heart of Thorns currency for the Shining Blade. But I'm getting closer. I finished up. I got all of the gifts from the first 3 maps. I've got left the Dragon Stand and Gift of Battle, and then I'm done. So maybe by next show I'll have that sorted.
Nice.
And my chrono can stop having a bunch of inventory slots taken up because of all of her freaking raid gear.
Yeah.
Oh, legendary armor would be a nice thing too. I did start actually going through and trying to complete some of that since I was in the maps. I was like, well, I might as well just kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I did that, and it's been cool. I'm excited.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you could
Awesomeness.
wave it in Cypher's face.
Yes, except instead of Cypher waving it in my face and me going, "Damn you, I want that sword."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it for you, Miko?
Yeah, I'm boring.
That's okay. I am too. I beat the we're recording. I beat the first 3 missions on the first act on Pathfire with my Scourge, and then I started beating it with
On your what?
my Scourge. Sorry, Scourge.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Kora,
so
you can't do that when I'm just taking a sip, okay?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So I beat the first act on my Scourge, and then I started to use my Firebrand and beat the first act on my Firebrand. So I did pick Palawa Joko on my Firebrand. So I got all 3 of the backpacks. I got it because I screwed up and had my Necro select for Omnune to stay neutral. So I screwed that up, but whatever. Yeah, there you go, my Necro. That's the dying race we're hearing. But anyway,
Yeah.
I did that in Halloween, and I went buck wild on Halloween. I applied the same mentality that I applied to the Christmas jumping puzzle. I applied it to the clock tower, and I did not allow myself to leave the clock tower till I beat it. So the first day, I made no progress. Second day, I made no progress after 2.5 hours, and then all of a sudden, I did the clock tower 4 times in a row. So
Oh, cool.
now I could do pretty much at will the clock tower. So I finished that up. I'm only doing that now on dailies, but I've done all of the rituals of Halloween, and then I started to hear that these are coming back next year, and I'm not quite sure if they're going to reset so that you can earn 25 AP out of them again, or if that is a lifetime achievement. So once you get the 25 AP, you can't get it anymore, even though it's still infinite. So I kind of want to get all that AP, but 1,000 pumpkins and 500 doors is quite a bit. Good news is there's still a week and a half left to Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 weeks? Yeah, there's actually 2 weeks from tomorrow.
2 weeks left. Mm-hmm.
So
500 doors.
yeah, but that's 25 AP, man. That's 50 AP to do that. And if it resets, I'll get it again next year. And I'll get it again next year. So I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. I want to go back into Path of Fire, but I also want to get into Halloween. So, but that's pretty much all I've been doing.
Yeah.
Was I playing with you? I think I was playing with you, Gord, when I did the jumping puzzle, right?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
tried. We tried to sync it up. I was doing it on Twitch so you could see the path that I was taking.
Yeah.
Parkland actually got it done. He did it once and he said he's never doing it again. But then I told him about the 25 achievement points, and
And he's now all in, right?
after about 5 minutes, I heard him, "Damn it, damn it!"
I was in over a few days. I put in several hours trying to get that jumping puzzle, and this is I tried it last year and in years
Yeah.
past, never got it. And so my trick with the jumping puzzles is I have to be singing while doing it because it helps me regulate my breathing because I get so tense
Mhm.
that I then die and I'm more frustrated, and it's like a vicious cycle. So if I'm singing or at least humming a song, it helps me not tense up so much, and so I do a bit better. And then I was in there and I could see somebody's little spirit ball, and as I was jumping I realized they're waiting for me. They're showing me the path that I'm supposed to be following, because they could have, there was a point where I lost them, I fell behind, and then I got further up and I realized they're waiting for me. This is so awesome. But I was still there's still the parts where I always fall or I always miss the jump.
Mhm.
And somehow miraculously on this one time through, I made it. And I think the sound I made
Mhm. I could tell as soon as you said
Yeah.
it. I knew what was going on. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
because that was the last thing I needed to get the complete ignition backpack. Because you had shown me the ghostly version of the backpack, which could have been, I think it needs an effect. It needs like a glow or a mist around it. It needs to not just be transparent because it looks flat.
Yeah.
So after seeing it on you, I'm like, well, I don't actually want it now. But that complete ignition one, oh my God, it's so cool.
It's
so
really cool,
yeah, my Holosmith is running around with it. And that was the last thing I needed. And I was like, I can't get it. I'm not going to get it this year. Am I going to have to cheat and have a friend log in and do this for me? I wouldn't, but I'm like, I need that backpack. Oh my God. So yeah, when I got it, I was just so relieved.
All right, so let's wrap that up there. I have a couple thoughts on the backpack, and since we're gonna cover Halloween in the news, and we just covered the hell out of it right now, we'll save a little bit for that. but anyway, anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Last thing I'm gonna do, unplug it at the beginning of the show. 1 week from tomorrow, I am doing my Extra Life 24-hour stream. I have a bunch of open world activities in Gord 2 that I need help with. I have signups in our Discord, so please come help me. I'm doing a fractal crawl during that point. And actually, Miko, I wanted to grab you for that if I could, but it's going to be early. It's like 10 a.m. Eastern, so it would be like 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
What day?
What day? Saturday?
Saturday. And I want to do challenge mode 97, 98. 99 and 100.
So my AR doesn't go that high, dude.
Well, we'll get you potions. Well, we'll figure it out. But we're doing fractals. I'm doing a 2-hour achievement run where we're just going to get together and break up into groups or do a 50-man squad, 50-player squad, excuse me for being sexist, and just hunt down achievements for everybody, some map clearing, bunch of things to do. And we're also going to do the first ever, I think everybody's on board, so I hope I'm not over speaking, but we're going to do the first ever SoTD game show at 8 p.m. And I got to come up with a clever title.
Cool. Yeah, we need a cool theme song for that.
Yeah,
one.
we need a cool theme song, and I got to come up with a witty title. So
just needs to be the Benny Hill song.
That's it.
Yeah. The good news is I'm glad. Okay. All right, Gallios.
Shut up, Gallios.
The good thing is both Dolvik and Romo is here. Romo has donated a retail value over $450 worth of games. And Dolvik has donated a Ultimate Edition of Path of Fire that we're going to be giving away next week. So highest donation after 24 hours is going to get the Guild Wars 2 Pathfire Ultimate Edition. And pretty much every hour on the hour, I'm going to be giving away a Steam key package during the 24 hours. So even though ArenaNet's streaming and announced it a week before come hang out with me instead. So, but that's it. That's my plug.
Promise we're going to be way more fun.
Well, everybody will be fun. I'll be hosting ArenaNet when I take my breaks. But
You'll
that's
be
it.
Yeah, I'll be happy to help with that too.
Nice. Oh, the other thing too is 7 p.m. If anybody's interested, I am doing an hour special on how to start your own podcast. Basically, the tools you need, what I've done, and just really how to start a podcast. So if you're interested, if you know anybody's interested, have them come hang out with me 7 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. That's it. Everybody good?
Yep.
Good, boss.
Now we can use that song, guys. All right, that's enough. All right, so that's going to do it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with What We Call News. And welcome back.
We were gone for so long.
So long. All right, so we have quite a bit of news, and the first thing that I want to start with is this affected me pretty deeply. Zach Best, better known as Ravius, He wrote for the Kill 10 Rats blog. Longtime Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 member passed away on October 16th. He had come out about a year ago and put a tweet out, or with a link to his blog explaining that he had stage 4 esophageal cancer, and he passed away. So I just want to take a moment to remember Zach. I never knew Zach or Rabios, but Rabios was the third person that I ever followed on Twitter, and he was the first person that I ever had kind of a meaningful conversation with, and he was a very, very good fan, very level-headed, both sides of the spectrums. If he felt that something needed to be criticized, he would criticize it, but he never forgot to praise both Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2. And he was a great person, and he'll be missed. We'll have links to the article in the show notes, but if you'd like to remember Rabius, you can make a donation in his name to Child's Play, which was his favorite charity. And again, we'll have links to that in show notes. So, what's that? Anybody want to share a story? Any special memory?
I unfortunately never knew about him. So until I saw the news, I had not heard of him. And I hope that doesn't make me a bad person.
No, not at all.
No, I did not either, Gallios. But, I mean, he was part of the community, and it's still a sad loss.
Yeah, very, very devastating.
Yeah.
That apparently he meant a lot to a lot of people. So
he did.
You know, it is a great loss.
Yeah, I know that when I first started following Guild Wars 2 bloggers, his was one of the first blogs that I came across, and that actually inspired me to try my hand at kind of offering balanced opinions on the game as well. And his voice was just really calming and, like you said, level-headed, Gord. And yeah, he'll be missed.
Yeah. All right, so like I said, we'll have a link in show notes to the Massively OP article, and that has links to Child's Play, where you can make a donation in his name if you so choose to desire to. All right, so moving on. There is a new open world non-meta build site for PvE. I came across this on Reddit. We'll have a link in show notes, but it's buildwars2.com, and you could just put up your builds that you're using in open world to it doesn't have to be meta. They're just looking for good builds, because Meta Battle, D&T, and Quantify, they kind of look at raids and high level stuff. So this is a welcome change. Yeah,
I actually checked it out when I was going through the show notes, and I linked Kora, a cool scrapper build that looked really fun. Did you have a chance to play with it?
I have not yet. But I did look at it, and I am excited about it, so I will be giving that a try. Yeah. Because I do love my Hollowsmith, but I still want to switch it around and try. Like, I never really played Scrapper Hammer. Like, I would play with my gyros, but like, I loved just that I had these little gyros that would fly around me. I thought it looked cute. But actually making a build.
It's not gyros?
No.
Never mind. That was just a terrible joke.
Don't do that. Stop my heart. So I'm excited to actually get that built out and to run with it. But I've been mostly playing Guardian because of the loot stick for the Labyrinth. Yeah.
I went in on a Reaper with staff. It worked.
Yeah, I think Firebrand works better in the Labyrinth. Loot stick got the nerf, but
there's a trait or something that lets you have F1 tome open all the time. What I heard.
It's not really open all the time. But the thing with it is something dies as soon as you drop. As soon as it drops, you can jump right back into it with no cooldown. So, I mean, you lose it for like half a second, and you're limited to the 8 charges, I think it is. But you can still use it. It's viable. I like it.
fun.
All right, so the next thing, I just wanted to put this up because, I'm sorry, but the salt around Necro on Reddit, it just sustains me. I'm sorry. But Necro was, and it is kind of sad, but Necro was removed from the meta on Quantify's site, qtfy.eu. Now, that is the optimal build for raids, but it doesn't mean that you can't use a Necro, and I think a lot of people forget about that. And that's the only reason why I get so many chuckles out of all the comments on Reddit. But anyway, I just wanted to note that it was posted on Reddit that Quantify officially removed Scourge and Reaper from the raid meta.
Yeah.
Hold your tongue, Kora. Hold it.
No. The funny thing is that, like, I think it was either that same night or the following day, one of the QT guys uploaded a video of a clear that they ran on, I want to say Sabbatha or maybe another boss, and they were running like 2 or 3 Scourges still. So it's kind of like, it still works. It's just not, OP, but it can still help. So
I mean,
don't be a class Nazi.
Exactly. It's if you're pugging a lot, then you have no hope. You really have no hope of picking up a pug group. But if you have, I think we reported on it 3 shows ago. There's a Discord server for training, NA training, and I don't know how build Nazi they are, but I'm sure that there's some groups out there that will let you bring your Scourge in. Scourge. You see, I can't even say it without thinking about it.
And Scourge can be really helpful when you're going in with a training group because of barrier, even though it decays pretty quickly from what Scourge players are telling me, because I still haven't unlocked it. But it can still, like a healing. You can, they can still basically help save the training groups.
Yeah, no, it's true. Barrier, the barrier does decay pretty quick. I want to say it's not there for more than 4 or 5 seconds. But I don't know if that's because of the way that I set up my build, but whatever. Okay, so moving right along, DT updated their Fractal resource site, and I was pretty excited about this. This site has been up for a while, and I think it's discretized, yeah, .eu. They give you a mechanics guide, they give you team comp, they give you builds, they give you gear optimizer, consumables, damage mitigation. It's really a good blueprint layout for fractals. So if you're having trouble with that, struggling with that, it's there. They just updated everything, and it's pretty good from what I saw.
So what you're saying is that I should use that and then get my Mistlock rifle skin that I want.
Sure. Sure. I don't even know how to get that. The Mistlock.
I don't know either, and I should be looking it up. Is it? I don't know. I thought Mistlock would be...
I think the Mistlock skins are from WW.
Really?
Am I right, Gallios?
Wouldn't they be the observatory?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Fractal skins are in Fractals.
What was the question?
Mistlock weapons. That's WW, isn't it?
WW, yeah.
Oh, I was
You're
right.
talking about the mist-forged weapons.
No, there's Mistlock weapons
there's
too.
Mistlock. Let's see.
I do know that in World v World, you turn in tickets to get mist-forged weapons. They start as heroes weapons, then they go to mist-forged, and I guess Mistlock must be the 3rd level.
I just assumed because the Mistlock,
but
isn't it Mistlock Observatory? That's the fractal stuff.
But the sanctuary, the Mistlock sanctuary, right? Well, the observatory is what that's where the hub for the fractals, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think are you thinking of the Mystic Forge ones? The Mystic, oh God,
No, I could have sworn it was a Mistlock rifle.
I googled up Mistlock weapons on the wiki and found nothing.
Okay.
I don't have anything either. I think it's mist-forged weapons.
Mist-forged weapons are...
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Mist-forged are WW. fractal that you because you can get fractal skins and you can get golden fractal skins.
You get fractal skins in the Mistlock Observatory, but that's all they have.
You get fractal skins
weapons.
from fractals.
Fractal skins.
Yeah,
Fractal skins. Mistlock Observatory.
Which is the fractals.
Yeah. So it's got to be the Mistforged weapons you're thinking of.
Yeah, the Mistforged. Yeah,
I missed you guys. I missed you guys.
I know nothing about anything that has to do with things beyond it looks pretty and I want it.
It's the shiny. We'll help you get it. That's the point.
Shiny.
I don't want you crawling
around. In
around.
World versus World, as well as throwing it into the toilet, the Mystic Forge, and getting them that way as well.
Okay.
Well, that gives me another reason to go in World versus World besides the fractal, or not the fractal, the Commander's Moon, which I still haven't gotten.
I know I bought mine when we were doing seasons.
Yeah.
In World v World.
Yep.
I had a butt ton of those damn tickets, and if I'd have known, I would have kept them.
You know what? I like my skins, so whatever.
I do too. They look really cool.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them, the ones that I picked, except for the staff. I don't much care for the staff, but
dude, that longbow is a bit ginormous.
It is.
The great sword, and the sword are really cool looking. They look, the sword looks scimitar-ish.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
The only issue with me
cool.
is when you get a legendary, no other skin really matters. You know, I like Genesis. Is it Genesis? The one that looks like the fractal hammer.
Oh, no, that's Entropy.
There's two though. There's Entropy and there's one that starts with a G. I think it's Genesis.
Oh, then it might be Genesis, yeah.
That is that's a really cool skin, but I have Juggernaut, so why would I put it on?
I have Entropy. I love my Entropy.
Excuse me.
But I will say because I've been looking at rifle skins now that I'm running a rifle. I've never played rifle, never cared, never enjoyed it until my Hollowsmith build, and now I'm running rifle. And so I'm looking at all these rifle skins that I haven't bought over the years.
Right.
And there's a few interesting ones. One, I think the Charzuka is hilarious.
Oh, I love the Charzuka.
Oh my god, it's so massive.
I have one. It's so funny.
It is.
And then there's Scarlet's. You can have Scarlet's rifle, which is really cool.
Okay.
And also the hologram version of her rifle, which is more expensive than the normal version. But I am never going to have them because that's a lot of gold.
RNG boxes. All right, so that's that. All right, so DT updated their fractal resource site. Kora still didn't get her Commander Spoon, and we got some dub to do. All right, so moving on. Nike put out a pretty, a really lengthy, I guess, editorial, I'll call it, on post Path of Fire PvE meta balance issues. And, you know, I'll be honest, I got through the maybe second paragraph, and I just was like, my brain started melting and falling down into my head, so I kind of left it at that. But I mean, kudos to Nike. This is huge, with a lot of good points. So we'll have a link to that in show notes if you want to read it. Miko, did you have anything you wanted to talk about on that one?
I think that what he's basically, his main argument or behind all of his suggestions is trying to find a way to make more classes viable in the meta, especially for raids, instead of what most of the high-end groups play, the optimal setup, which is the mirror comp.
Yeah.
The mirror comp. So that's basically just 2 druids, 2 chronos, 2 PS or con DPS, and then the DPS. So you've got like basically 6 slots taken by these classes for the boons that they can put out, and it's a bit limiting.
Yeah.
So introducing more class diversity by allowing other classes to get access to some of the things like Alacrity, it would make it more fun so that you can play other things, rather than just, be stuck in a role.
Yeah.
If you're running the mirror comp.
Well, it's
which
true.
I agree.
Yeah, it's true. I posted something in our Discord. It was a fluff article from Reddit that said, "Please allow your chrono to play other things once in a while because this is what happens." It was like a picture of a chrono going crazy. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Anytime somebody whispers me and says, "Hey, can you raid for a second?" I'm like, "Sure. What do you want me to bring?" They're like, "Chrono," and I'm like, I'm like, fine.
I mean, I think what a lot of people have to get in their head is you can still you do have a time limit on the boss that you're fighting, but you can still meet that time limit with a non-meta or not a full meta team comp. I mean, it's going to be difficult. You got to be good and you got to be a good team, but I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. But all right, what do we have next? Oh, we have a new PvP season that's incoming. And there's a little bit of controversy. Every PvP season, there's a little bit of controversy. ArenaNet has decided that there are not enough legendary players, and therefore legendary players will no longer be able to duo queue.
That's just sad.
What?
So what ends up happening to make it make some sense is you get if you get 2 legendary players that are duo queuing. They could actually be set up against 2 silver or something like that. So it's just there's not enough people to make up the legendary. So they're going solo queues now. So, I mean, that's only really little bit of controversy. I don't think there was many other changes from what I read, but I mean, whether that's a good change or not, I don't know. I've never been out of, I think, silver since the new one. I didn't even PvP last season. I do want to PvP this season because I haven't done it in a while, and there's a lot of achievement points in there that I can get, and I'm just an AP whore right now. So I'll definitely give it a try.
You slut.
That's pretty forward.
Hey, no slut shaming here.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't shaming him.
Just want to say what's up.
Talking about that was a compliment.
Want to say hi to Inks in chat. What's up, buddy?
Hi, thanks.
All right, so that's it for the regular news. Now we did a little bit of breakdown on Halloween 2017. So Kora, since this is one of your holidays, do you want to touch upon what ANET gave us this year?
You got a mount race.
That race is fun.
That race is a lot of fun, and Farron's beheaded ancestor, grandfather, is in there, and the Mad King's invisible steed, Mr. Gumdrops, is in there as well, which I think is hilarious because you just see the little name tag, and there's like nothing. It's just great. I do like that there was an image going around that I saw that a couple people were freaking out that now we have within lore, like, they didn't play Guild Wars 1 because we had it from Guild Wars 1 that Mr. Gumdrops existed, but that horses are canon now, that they exist somewhere in Tyria, but like, where are all these horses?
That's been like a Reddit meme for quite a while.
Right. Yeah. Well, they just brought it back because they were talking about it again. So I saw it again. I'm like, that's funny. I'm guessing horses have gone extinct because, you don't see them in game.
Well, one of the prevailing theories I saw was that it was actually Mad King Thorn that killed off all the horses because he was feeding animals peppers to watch them suffer. So that's one of the theories I saw on Reddit out there.
That works for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the mount race, which is a ton of fun. I keep getting second place. I haven't gotten first yet, but it's a lot of fun. And they brought back the Mad Memories back piece so that everybody can do the achievement, which is great because it's lore. You get to go around, you talk to all these different NPCs, and you get the lore of just how terrible Mad King Thorn was before he was killed. And he's not a good guy. So that's really cool that they brought back the 2 original Mad Memories, which I had gotten back in the day, And then they brought in 2 new Mad Memory back pieces, which one is the third tier is the Complete Ignition, which is purple, and like the flames are like purple star galaxy space flames, which I thought was awesome, so I had to get. And then the final tier is the Ghostly backpack, which just looks flat. There's no special effect on it. It's just translucent, so it just looks flat. It needs to have like mist or glow or something to it to make it.
I have a theory
pop.
about that. I'll save it.
Okay.
I can talk about it now if you want, but
yeah, let's hear your theory.
I'm hoping, and I don't think this is going to happen, but with the Awakened marching, I think they stopped actually, but they were advancing up into Mount Maelstrom, and I believe there was a couple that ended up in Sparkfly Fen, I think is the next map up, or whatever the next map up. So my thought and theory and hopes is that eventually the Awakened are going to make their way to Lion's Arch, and we're going to have a showdown for the finale of Halloween between Palawa Joko and Mad King Thorn, and Palawa Joko is going to kill Mad King Thorn. And so next Halloween we'll have to put them all back together again. That's what I'm hoping. I don't think it's going to happen.
Horses.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would kill Mad King Thorn, but like maybe break another one of the seals.
Well,
because they talked about, there is an NPC that talks about the seals being broken, and now he's out for like a couple weeks, where it used to be only like a day, and he talks about, well, maybe someday he'll be here for a whole month. And I'm wondering, like, is that you saying that in like next year we're gonna have like a month of Halloween? Like, what's going on? But I think continuing that line of lore where breaking the seals, I think that would open it up potentially for future Halloween events to be new storylines. Like, we got the first storyline was when he popped through the fountain in Lion's Arch and destroyed it, and then the next year we got, oh my god, he has a son, and then it's just been copy and paste that son storyline every year since. So maybe this is them getting ready for, I would hope, next year to do something there. And they've got a bunch of new writers on. I think the whole narrative team is just invigorated with
new blood
and zeal.
Yeah.
So I would love to see something there.
It was good. I liked it because there's enough new stuff. I mean, 75% of the event is what we've been playing for 5 years, but there was enough new stuff to kind of freshen it up.
Yeah.
And in the pre-show, I started talking about, I was confused as to what the Halloween AP was going to be, and I just read the patch notes, and I think it became clear. So Halloween achievements have been split into 3 categories: Halloween rituals for repeatable achievements, Shadow the Mad King for one-time achievements and one-time achievements related to Magister Tassie's investigation and Mad King's past, and the Lunatic Wardrobe for one-time achievements. So the Halloween achievements, Halloween rituals are repeatable, and I think that they are going to reset next year. So that is about, I want to say 150 AP if you do them all. So I guess I got my answer, and I will be
busy for a while.
Just in case.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. So Gallios, what are your thoughts on Halloween? What are you thinking this year, buddy?
The limited amount of time I got to play, I like some of the cute little things that were added. Like, when you're gliding down and you think you can land on a wall and you hit it and you go splat in a little bubble.
That's a double-edged sword, though, because I was gliding down and I barely touched the very last pixel of one of the twisted branches, and I got slammed. And it's not just you get slammed; they throw you to the worst part of the labyrinth elsewhere.
I love it. You know what else I noticed this year that I've never noticed before? The 2 giant King Thorn and giant.
You never noticed them
Prince?
Before?
No, not until I'm gliding down. I was like, holy shit, what the hell is that?
Did you at least hear their conversations before?
I did, but I never really paid attention that they were up there. Like, I was so focused on doing the labyrinth stuff that I never noticed it. I didn't take time to smell the roses, because, I mean, if you think I was busy this year, last year was even worse.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
I didn't get to play a whole lot of it. So like I missed so much stuff. That's the only problem with being the type of player I am, which is kind of why I'm more of a World v World player, is because of my time constraints. I don't really have time to absorb as much as I'd like. That's why it's kind of fun for me to go back and start a new character every once in a while, and I try to pay attention to something different each time because I don't get it through the first playthrough.
Yeah.
Simply because I'm trying to keep up with my friends. Like I want to hang out with my friends, and the only way to do that is to keep, let me digest this. Let me get it done. Let me get it done.
Right.
But you know what? I've got enough characters at different levels that I don't have to wait anymore. So I have been trying to smell the roses lately. And this Halloween, I just decided, you know what? Who needs a group? I'm just gonna go in and see what happens. And
Yeah.
I started exploring things, and like I bought the map, like the food and all of that, just for funsies. And it's been a little bit more entertaining for me this year, believe it or not. Now you're not getting me anywhere near the clock tower because jumping puzzles are the devil, and so I'm not doing it. But yeah, the rest of it I've been enjoying this year, actually taking my time and not really. I did one group so I could get the the yearly achievements and get some stuff, and I did that, and I wanted to get some stuff for some skins. So I finished that, and I got the skins, all the candies. I never realized I didn't get the Halloween. It's only 1 point, but it's the Halloween. God dang it!
Eat until you vomit.
It was where you got to get all of the candy and the pie and the apples and all
of
that.
Trick
or treat or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I never did it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then I realized you could just buy it all on the freaking trading post.
That's how I did it. Yeah.
Coppers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just did the trading post, but yeah, I've actually started absorbing it, but I haven't had as much time to play as I would like.
I have like 3
Hopefully
stacks
that'll
of toilet paper and probably 4 stacks of rotten eggs because I hoard everything. I would have given
I
it to you.
decided screw it. I just throw it.
Yeah.
Yay! Right in the middle of the group. Hey!
There you go.
So if you see somebody throwing toilet paper, it's probably me.
Probably.
Miko, any thoughts?
I haven't really played around too much with Halloween this year, even though I do enjoy it. I do love running around the lab. But I think I've only gone in once. I haven't touched the clock tower for the same reasons as Gallios. And yeah, so I still have a bit of Halloween to play through. So I'm glad that it's going to be around for another week and a half or so. But I like that they've added all of these new flavor things because I keep hearing about it from people, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that. I should probably go in and check it out. But I'm glad that also that they brought back old skins and that they've kind of given a little refreshing up, a little tweak to some older skins to kind of give them some new life, I guess.
Yeah, it's like there was a wall and it was all, it was painted nice at one time. Now it's kind of gotten some dings and some scratches in it. And so they just went in and they touched up the paint to make it look fresh and new again.
Yeah.
Not a complete overhaul, but they cleaned it up and they added to it. I was really excited to see the mount races because that was them acknowledging there is this new game mechanic in here that's pretty awesome, and we wanted to give you something fun to do with it during Halloween.
Yeah.
Because Path of Fire is great.
The first time the flock of raptors went by me, I was like, hey, where the hell are they going? So I jumped in line. I'm like, hey, because I didn't realize there was a race. So I followed them, trying to keep up with them and everything. I looked like such a moron.
I didn't know what was going on either. I had heard about the mount race, but I didn't actually realize it was in the labyrinth and that it kicks off at certain times in the labyrinth. I thought it was the Inquisition or something. I had to talk to somebody and go somewhere.
It was like Jurassic Park for me, when the whatever mimuses were running past them, and they're like, hey, where are they all going? I was waiting for T-Rex to come running around the corner.
Yeah. The only thing I wish they did a little bit better is the labyrinth maps seem to be capped at around 26 players, but you can have. I've seen as many as 30 in a group, but if you get around 24, 25 players, it starts telling you that the map is full. Dolvik. No codpiece, no Joko. Stop it.
Grinth shall rule the world.
It's not Grant, it's his codpiece.
Grinth's codpiece shall rule the world.
At any rate, it's a little weird because you like fly through like what I've been doing is I'll do one round, do one round of doors, kill 3 bosses, and get all the pumpkins. And when I do, I drop party and I go back into another one. That way, the pumpkins all refresh, and it's a nice way to be able to get a couple. You can after a couple hours you can get 200 pumpkins done, and I'm trying to do all those repeatable achievements once per day. So I just get it done and move on. But it just kind of slows you down a little bit trying to switch between. So I wish they either limited the map, and maybe they couldn't with the mounts in there, but I wish they could either limit the map or make a 25 size party just for Labyrinth, which might be a little bit too much work to ask for, but I mean that was really it. Everything else
like
was
a
great.
Labyrinth mode squad.
Yeah.
Option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do think they had to limit it because of mounts, because I couldn't imagine 50 mounts in there with all those mobs and those 2 huge, God, I forgot the prince's name. I want to say Prince Adair, and I know that's wrong. That's Caesaros. Edwin, that's it.
Edwin, yes.
And Matt Kingthorne in there. There's no way. So they definitely limited it for that, which is good. I'm glad they did. They're very responsible with that, and they're trying to deliver a good experience, which is good on them. It's just, you just got to work a little bit. The other thing I was a little bummed about at first was the game didn't recognize that I already did the first 2 books, and I kind of wish that they did.
Yeah.
But it was nice going back around with the mounts, and I knew where to go. So it literally took me 10 minutes to do both of the first 2 books, and then I could start working on the other one. So, anybody have anything else they want to add for Halloween?
They added we got the first round of mount skins in the gem store, and they added it as a 5 mount skin set. So if you want just the raptor skin like I do, you've got to buy all 5, which I'm not going to do because I'm poor.
Yeah.
But they're on sale, 1,600 gems. That's only 2/3 the price of the expansion. Come on, that's a deal.
I'm not doing it. There's other things I'll spend my gems on.
I'm making fun because a lot of people kind of flipped out about it. I wish that they didn't bundle it. I think that was kind of a really, I don't want to say cheap, but it's kind of cheap.
It's not.
It's expensive, but it's good news in that we can assume that mount skins are going to come out same as glider skins, so we could say that they're pretty much going to be between 400 and 600 gems, which for one mount skin isn't that bad.
Right, but are they actually ever going to release mount skins as a single?
Yeah.
Like here's
I bet
just
they
the
would.
raptor. And that's what I hope. I hope they will, but that they didn't.
It was,
and that they haven't gone and been like, oh, retroactive. Like if they want to sell individual and also the bundle, that's great. People who want all 5 can buy all 5, and people who want just 3 can buy just 3 or buy just 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they take the feedback that they're hearing, because everyone's pretty much saying this, and we'll implement it next year. I mean, they went and did the riding broomstick glider, and they've got that you can buy out in pieces rather than all bundled together.
I don't know that annoyed is the right word, because I had bought that flying broom before.
The toy?
As the toy, and so now if I want it as the glider, I have to rebuy it. But like it's different because now it's got a cat on it.
Yeah.
So I'm.
And it's 500 gems for just the glider.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I already bought the broomstick. Why can't I just have the glider?
Can I just say that cat, the shape of that cat, it freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not well proportioned. It doesn't. Yeah.
It's a scary Halloween cat. So it's like emaciated and it's like underworldy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it's thematically fitting, but it also just creeps me too much.
I was not a fan. I just want the broomstick. I just want a broomstick.
I will say, and it's the same as the flying carpet toy. You did buy that as a toy, and the glider skin is something different. And
but
the
they
glider
did that
skins,
with the wings though. With the black and the white wings. They went back and they said, "Oh, everybody who's already bought them as a backpack, you just go talk to this
glider.
Yeah, you can just go talk to this NPC and you'll have the glider."
That's a bad. Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt for once. All right, so what was I gonna say? Oh no, I already said it. Boy, that was good. Whew. All right, does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about for Halloween? Anything you want to bring up in news? Any stealth news?
I liked that they brought in a couple new weapon skins.
The haunted,
Yeah, the haunted weapon skins. They look pretty cool.
Yep.
There's what's the one? There's a torch one that's not a torch. It's just like basically flames on your hand. So if you don't like the torch skins, you can have a fiery hand as your torch.
Oh yeah.
I need to go look at
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
And
haven't
there's-
seen that yet.
Yeah. And
Could you imagine that on an elementalist?
I know.
Yeah. No, how do you get them?
That one I think is a
I think that one is a
drop.
recipe, isn't it? Or is it a drop?
It's a drop and a recipe, I think. But the
Oh, I guess you
recipe's
couldn't have
hidden.
it on an elementalist, huh?
How do you get the
Let's see.
recipes?
Well, sorry,
If it's a
sorry.
torch.
Touch of Madness, I think, is this torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Simply Deo?
It's Dio.
Yeah,
Deo?
Deo's
Deo is
saying
from
in
Top
chat that
Bags,
it's top bags. It's from
Okay.
top bags. So it's like the little grim, the hand. You can get the hand, you can get the chains and all that stuff. It's just like that. So, but it is pretty cool.
The one that was crowdsourced was two skins, the scepter and the mace, that are creepy as hell to look at. That was cool that those are Mystic Forge recipes.
Yeah.
But it was cool that I just like when the community bands together to figure out these recipes or figure out what like the cats need to eat, so you can add them to your home instance. I don't know. There's just the community coming together for the good of the whole community. Just always makes me happy to see.
I agree with Romo, who just said they need to fix the shackles. It's been 3 years.
I was gonna ask what's wrong with the shackles.
I own them, and they are cool. Except so the shackles have like 3 links that hang down from them, and they're supposed to like swing independent, like links would, right? So that like a wave, and the links are frozen stiff, so it just swings like a stick, and it looks kind of bad. And I think I recall somebody had saying that they like the devs had said, yeah, that's not how they're supposed to function, but it's been 3 years and that's how they still function. So yeah.
You know what I found is I did get those shackles last year, but I could still buy them for I think it's 8 or it's 5 corn cobs from the merchant, and it said that the skin was locked, which was weird because it's in my wardrobe unlocked.
That's
so I don't know
weird.
if that was a bug or not. I reported it.
Sounds
The
like
one
a
thing to
bug, yeah.
backtrack real quick, I wanted to say that shaman did data mine a singular raptor skin, the peacock skin. Peacock? Yeah,
Mhm,
peacock. So you could turn the raptor into a peacock, is what it sounds like. That should be coming out Tuesday. That's usually how it goes. So there are singular skins that are coming, but I think that was it.
I want to turn my griffin into a red panda. A giant
Red pandas don't fly.
flying panda. I don't care.
Game
Look at my
logic,
face.
man.
Do I care?
Yeah.
I would be more comfortable with the bunny goat thing becoming a red panda.
The wrong body structure.
Kind
How
of,
about a
but you
jackal?
can make it work. I mean, it's
A
not
red
really.
panda that blinks through.
It's a
that'd be cool.
kanga bunny
Kanga
goat
bunny.
thingy. It's weird. So
It is weird.
it could be a red panda too. All right. Anything else for Halloween?
Oh, I don't think so.
All right. Good. The last thing I forgot to say, my little theory is, I know they're not going to do this, but I wish they would do this. What next year when we put Mad King Thorn back together because Joko kills him, because that's like the ultimate face or heel turn, because everybody's praised Joko, and unfortunately, Joko's either going to get killed off in the next Living Story or the expansion 3, whichever it ends up being, is my opinion. But if he kills Mad King Thorn, then we have a reason to hate Joko and go after him in the Living Story, and then we could put him back together. And when we do, the clear, translucent book becomes a cooler, ascended, or possibly legendary back piece.
I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome, but it's not going to happen.
Nice.
I know it's not going to happen, but a man can dream.
I'm just wondering how much longer the focus is going to stay on Alona, because one of the narrative people that they hired on did make a tweet, and I had mentioned this in one of the past shows, about how excited he was working for this company and being able to work on narrative that represents I forget how he phrased it, so I'm going to try not to phrase it terribly, but that represents like people of his ethnicity. And I'm like, you are I'm not sure what specific Asian descent, but of Asian descent. So you're saying you're now working on narrative that represents you. So that means Kantha to me.
Yeah.
So that means that the narrative team is already working on stories set in Kantha.
Yeah, we could touch on that in the next segment, because I have some theories on that, on where the Living Story is going to take us, and so on and so forth. So anything else for Halloween? We could wrap up the news.
Just that it's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. I love Halloween. I love Winter's Day. They're the best festivals in the game by far. So
I mean, Halloween's why I bought a commander tag years ago. So
yeah, you're actually a good commander in the Labyrinth. All right, so
thanks.
I say that because your debut as a commander in WW was tragic, to put it nicely.
That's WW. Let's be fair. That's WW.
That's WW. And you were.
That is not my thing.
You were. Yeah.
WW is not my thing.
It's not. It's not.
I only go in there to try and get that stupid spoon.
And someday we will get you that spoon. All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
That wasn't actually a break.
Well, the whole reason why I do it is because it's very good to have a bumper between your segments in the podcast. That's the only reason why I do it. So I call it a break, but it's not really a break.
It's also very good to have a break, though, after Kora has drank 2 cups of tea.
Do we need... all right, so let's wait for the music to fade out. Does anybody need a bio? All right. I'm going to pause the recording. And Kora, you could go do pee-pees.
You just need to do like Kora, just get the hell up.
I know.
I just get the hell up.
I'm trying to be present for the show. I will be right back after I let the dog out and take care of my own needs. I'll be back.
All right. No, GW3 Garaz. You're making me give away my theory. GW3 is coming, and I'm not even going to talk about it. I'll talk about it in here when I talk about the 6.
The 5?
You almost got me. No, the 6. They are 6.
They are?
They are 6. Cormier confirmed. Cormier corrected Ritlock when he said, "Oh, the 5." She said, "No, it's 6."
Oh, I didn't even catch that again.
Dun, dun, dun.
I took my firebrand. Well, I'm still actually taking my firebrand through that story.
Yeah.
At a leisurely pace.
Pay attention, because I didn't go through a second time. I actually watched it because I want to refresh myself before we did this next segment on the show, and I watched it on YouTube, and there was actually quite a bit that I missed from what Cormier talked about. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. So, Gallios, what'd you think of the story, man?
Yeah, Gallios didn't.
I thought it was cool.
You're going to say this twice because I'm going to ask you again when we're recording. Just so you know.
I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. But, again, I'm playing more at the face value of the I want to be a little bit surprised. I'd like to see some stuff. But what I really did like was seeing some of the old things come back and be touched upon in the story that I actually remember, because we all know I have a very shitty memory. But there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things that I enjoyed seeing again, like that oh moment that you get every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you see something you recognize from GW1, or a name you recognize, or stuff like that.
Well, and that's why. I mean, I know we rushed out the last show because I knew I wasn't going to be available. I didn't want to wait a month to talk about the expansion, so I wanted to get at least initial thoughts out there. And going through the second time, there's still, it's like you're playing again with fresh eyes, because the first time I played, I was like, oh my god, it's so awesome. Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, it's awesome. And the second time too, it's like, okay, I knew this was happening, so now I could pay attention more to what's going on,
to the things around you. Yeah, because that's what happened to me. Like, I was so intent on trying to get done so I could catch up with you guys and I wouldn't be left behind on the stuff, that I kind of didn't see it. But then, once I beat it, once I finished the story, I kind of started, like I said, I accidentally found the Griffin thing. I wasn't even trying to find it. It just kind of happened. And when that happened, I was just kind of running around, just looking at all the things that I passed up before, going back, completing some of the events and stuff like that, because I blew past the events, I blew past everything to try to get to the end, and I just started opening up the map. I didn't necessarily try to get all the viewpoints and all of that, but I did go around and investigated things, and then there were a lot of aha moments and a lot of, oh wow, I can't believe it. So that was fun. I think I actually had more fun when I finished the story and went back than I did while I was actually doing the story, because I felt like it was a job.
Yeah.
All right, Kora's back. We ready to jump into this?
I'm ready.
All right. And we are recording again. All right, so now we're back from the break.
The dog says thank you.
Aw, I love your doggy. He's so cute. All right, so what we're doing now, like as the show suggests, we're about a month after the launch, and we've all got to play, experience, get through all the wow factors of the game and everything, and really start to really drill down. So I wanted to revisit and kind of do a secondary review, the month after. So, so really, first and foremost, the biggest kind of debate that there is there enough replayable content in Path of Fire to make it kind of a viable expansion? Anybody can go.
I'm having fun still.
Personally, the amount of time I have to play, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
for me. But I am not a 2 to 3 hours a day kind of player. I don't even play an hour a day. So I guess for me, it's great. I mean, I'm still haven't gotten the whole map open yet. I haven't explored every inch of the map yet, which when we did Heart of Thorns, I was able to get the map done in just a few weeks. And I haven't gotten every inch of it open. In fact, I keep going, oh crap, there's more stuff over here.
Yeah.
So so personally, for me, it's enough. I thought it was a fair expansion.
Yeah, I'm still having fun. I haven't maxed out the mounts yet. I think I still have 2 that I have to max out. So I need some more. Do I have it? I think I need a few more mastery points, and then just grind up the XP. But the mastery system, mastering or maxing out those mounts is going a lot faster than the Heart of Thorns masteries, which I still don't have maxed anywhere close. And I still don't have some of those maps completed. Whereas Path of Fire maps, I want to go in and I want to work on them more. It's just like Gallios said, the time you have each day to spend in game when you're still trying to do real world stuff. But I'm having tons of fun with them. I love bounties. There's been a couple times that I popped on and a bounty randomly happens near me, and so I join in, and Managed to get the, what was it, Wayfarer, that stupid evil gazelle of doom. Yeah. The event just popped around me as I was waiting at a waypoint and not even paying attention, and suddenly I'm dying and somebody's rezzing me, and next thing I know, I'm killing the thing. It was great. So I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I think the lore there is great, and yeah, I think it's fun, and I'm having fun replaying it on different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it matters, and how fast you blitz through content.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it could be a matter of whether you're the type of player that it just goes through and plays everything quickly, or if you just take your time with things. I think for me, comparing it to Heart of Thorns, I felt like the maps, because it had the metas happening in each of the maps, you got to know the events that were happening in those maps a lot faster than the Path of Fire maps. I feel like here's the thing, is that I've just map completed the Heart of Thorns maps, but even though I hadn't completed them all on like one character or whatever, I still felt like I knew those maps quickly. The Path of Fire maps, I've map completed several of the maps on 2 different characters already, and I still feel like I don't know all of the events that are happening, all of the lore that's around, because they're just so huge, and you can get pulled into exploring all these different little nooks and crannies. I haven't been farming the bounties, so running into bounties is still fun for me, and getting to know what the mechanics are and how not to, get nuked by a bounty champ. So it's still there's still enough for me to do. So I'm feeling okay at this point, a month out.
Yeah. Looking at the expansion, I'll be the one to do it because I usually am. But looking at the expansion right now by itself, it's a lot of content, story content. It's not a lot of
replayable
meat. It's a very thin sandwich. Not a lot of replayability. And to be honest, in 6 months, there's not going to be a lot of people in those maps. And, a lot of people complained about Heart of Thorns and the meta, how the maps are meta-driven. It kept people there. There are meta events that are there. I just feel like it's going to fizzle out. And in 6 months, you're really not going to see a lot of people in these expansive maps, which does kind of stink. But when you look at Path of Fire in the context of everything there is, we did about 2 weeks of Path of Fire, and then Halloween drops. So now you can switch between Halloween and Path of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully expecting that it's a little ahead of the schedule, but Living Story Season 4, Episode 1 can drop as early as November 25th. That's exactly 2 months after, November 25th is 2 months after the expansion dropped. It's not going to, if it's not out on the 25th, we're not getting it till January, is my thoughts. Because Winter's Day is going to be coming at that point. So when you're looking at it, the context of things, if they're releasing a September expansion going into an October event with a November Living Story drop with a December event, all the way through, you are busy, and that is what makes it good. So maybe the replayability doesn't have to be there. Maybe you don't, we had to spend our time in Heart of Thorns because we went through a 10-month content drought.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is the schedule that they're doing, it works. It does work. You have to give them credit for that.
Yeah, because we've technically been busy for over a month now, almost 2. So that does make a lot of sense, Gord, because of the dates would fall just right.
Yeah, and Inks just brought up in chat that we have a raid wing coming. That's probably going to be a November release. It could be as early as the Tuesday after. I think the PvP season's starting when Halloween ends, correct?
Right, on the 7th.
Yeah, on the 7th. So we could get the raid wing then, or shortly after that. So
after, yeah. I think too, one of the questions that, and I don't know if it's a fair question to ask, but with the Living World Season 3, we got new maps each time. I wonder if they'll, one, continue to give us new maps because we've kind of been spoiled now, so I'm kind of expecting that we will. And two, will they reutilize the existing Path of Fire maps in any way during the Living World season 4?
No. I'm saying no. That's my belief. I believe we're getting new maps with every Living World episode.
I would rather not get new maps and have them reuse the maps we already have.
Or maybe a balance of both.
Yeah.
Because there's so much lore in the maps, that in the Path of Fire maps that we got, that they could use different bits to kind of help push the Living World season story along.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I really think that they're committed to giving that map. And my belief is that I would think that Palawa Joko deserves an expansion. And I do believe that Palawa Joko is going to be the baddie in expansion 3. But if expansion 3 does end up being Kantha, then I really think that we're going to move our way south to Istan, and then from Istan go over to Kantha. I think that's how it's going to work, and we're going to have to deal with Palawa Joko. He's free. I mean, Balthazar is dead. That's all that was keeping him there. He's free.
Well, which is another reason why. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Kora.
No.
I was just going to say that would be another reason to revisit some of the content in the existing maps, because Palawa Joko's HQs basically are in those maps before we head south, or kind of have us bouncing back and forth, because we reused Rada Novus.
Oh yeah.
In Living World Season 3, and I forget what else, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's reasons we could be back in those maps, definitely. Whether they will or not, I don't know.
Right.
Because that's.
I want it to happen. I would love to see more of Palawa Joko, because he is such an interesting character and there is such interesting lore there. Like, why is he saying he's the last primeval king when we've got the actual last rulers of that dynasty there saying no? But I'm taking the mindset Pix or it didn't happen. You know, we've got the lore saying Balthazar controlled this realm and he's the one that imprisoned Palawa Joko, and so now that we've destroyed the god, he should be free. Pixar didn't happen. I need to see it in game. I need to see something in game, or I'm of the mind ArenaNet could very easily say, no, we showed you he's in prison, and just because you destroyed the god doesn't mean that the prison broke. He's still in prison. Until I hear an NPC say something or I see it in game, in my mind he's still stuck in that prison, because it's a very easy way, and I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, and I'm not saying it's what they are doing. It's a very easy way for ArenaNet to wrap up a storyline and move on. And all of Season 3 was them wrapping up storylines and moving on. So my fear is this was them wrapping up a storyline and moving on, so that we never have to talk about Palawa Joko ever again.
I don't think
just
so.
like they wrapped up Codicus.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
I would hope not.
I think we have to kill Palawa Joko, but then how do you do that? The character has such a following too. Right now, he's such a popular character and always has been. But so maybe we won't. But I don't think they're going to leave him locked in the mist or in the what was it, the realm of the lost or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to leave him there.
I don't think he'd be there forever, but I mean, leaving him there means that you could bring him back at some point in the future. You don't have to touch him for the next 5 years, 10 years. He can come back in Guild Wars 4.
I just want to say I really think it's cute that you think that they're going to stretch it out for another 5 years. It's just cute.
I'm being over exaggerating and dramatic. Like it's just saying, like, there's nothing that says they have to bring him out now.
It's a good point.
Right.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to come back and visit this again towards the end of the segment, but I wanted to ask the next question. How does it feel playing the story a second time if you've gotten through it a second time?
Still feels good to me.
Feels good. I like that I'm taking my time, kind of like what Gallios was saying about kind of taking your time with it and picking up on things that you missed because you wanted to rush through that first time. That's the joy that I always get by replaying story. And with this one being as rich as it is, it's just like eating chocolate every night, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is.
Chocolate and a glass of wine.
That's some serious crap right there.
Well, I mean, I have to say, there was parts of the story that I was very disappointed with, and I have a bad habit of focusing for 90 minutes on something that I didn't like and 1 minute on the stuff that I did like. I admit
What?
that.
You?
Yeah, me. But anyway,
No.
the story itself was good, but let's be honest here. They changed gears. They changed direction of the story. The initial plan, at least in my opinion, was that every expansion was going to be dealing with the Elder Dragon. By the second Elder Dragon, they realized we can't pull it off the way that we want to. And like I said, in this story, this was the first time, just glancing at Kralkatorrik behind, being stuck between Balthazar and Kralkatorrik, just really for the first time in 5 years of Guild Wars 2, really demonstrated the scale of the Elder Dragons, the danger of the Elder Dragons, just that brief moment, But it was jarring the way they changed gears. It was very jarring. It all started back in the flip in, what was it, episode 5 or 4? No, 5, episode 5.
3, yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on? But I think that was a necessary change in the story. So, but again, going through a second time is really nice because you're picking up, I'm picking up on stuff that I missed the first time.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, what was it? We said the 6, the 5, the conversation that Cormier.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. So, well, I'm gonna revisit my thoughts on the 6 because Kora's a little cranky last live show, and I didn't quite.
I was having a bad week,
and I still love you, dear. You were having a bad week. It's okay, but without going into without taking up a lot of time is what I should say. My huge disappointment with Path of Fire started with Ritlock. With Ritlock revealing that he learned the
ways of the Revenant
from Glint, which, as Miko said, makes sense. It does make sense, but what didn't make sense for me was the 2-year wait to find that out. It didn't make sense. And that was the first disappointment. The second disappointment, and I'll admit now, I watched the Cormier interaction because I didn't quite get to it in game like I wanted to. There was a lot that I missed in the first time around, but I was still very disappointed on how they touched on the 6. And it's not so much about the 6. I do not consider the 6 as deities, and I know that's an argument.
Deities, yeah. Uh-huh. I know. I see Kora going.
Oh my
what?
god.
Right.
Potato.
I didn't say a word.
I saw your face.
Deities. Whatever, gods. I don't consider them gods. Just because humans worship them as gods does not make them gods. And we'll compare them to the Greek gods a lot. And really, even the Greek gods conquered the Titans and basically settled the earth. The 6 have not done anything like that. And in fact, Cormier admitted that the 6 are weaker than the Elder Dragons and have no hope of even facing the Elder Dragons. And they said this to the player character who has killed 2 Elder Dragons.
Peace out.
Yeah. Bye, y'all. Anyway, what they were saying kind of made sense. But to me, it's more Deus Ex Machinima for Taimi to develop a machine that knocks 2 dragons out than it is for the 6 to come, intervene, and become the replacements for the Elder Dragons. The only reason why I really thought that it was a 6, and the only problem that I have with the story and the direction that they're going is, yeah, sure, they could put Aurene in as a replacement for the Elder Dragons. They could put the Peltry in as the replacement for the Elder Dragons. but I don't buy it because there's a certain amount of proficiency that one would have to display to be able to take that task on. And I don't think anybody in game that we know, aside from the 6, were able to do that.
So here's my conspiracy theory.
Ooh,
yeah.
I love it.
I was just thinking about this because all through Nightfall, we had this whole thing, the player character is doing all this, wants to do all this really cool stuff, but here comes Cormia who charges in, and she's just like, later, and absorbs all Abaddon's power, right? Abaddon. So here we've got the player character, the commander, who, spoiler alert, dies in Path of Fire, and then comes back. And that is a trope that gets used in storytelling, usually to set up that this character is special.
Yep.
Can then do some awesome-tastic stuff, and can then open the way to maybe immortality. I don't know, but it opens the way to having us ask, I think, can the player character then become this plug into the form, or if not plug into the form, something that will, I don't know, create a better system than even what the Forgotten were thinking with the prophecy.
Well, because I think the one thing that gets lost in translation is that when we became aware of the process was already broken. The process of the magic is, as the Forbidden said, was that magic's supposed to ebb and flow on its own, and the dragons became greedy and began hoarding the magic, and that's where it broke. The player character, doggy ear flap, the player character exasperated the problem by killing 2 of the Elder Dragons, which just made it worse. So now we're stuck in this
killing
thing.
them without plugging something new
Exactly.
in, which was Glint's plan. Kill them, but plug something new in.
But as I said, that doesn't work for me because a 1-year-old baby dragon that just hatched and it does have the ability to absorb magic. Yes, we've seen it; it's demonstrated, but does not have the proficiency of an Elder Dragon. And the closest thing to that was the 6.
I think her plan was to go kill Krakatorek and plug Gleam in.
She made a spear
or Reed. It was no, sorry. The plan wasn't kill Krakatorek and plug the dragon baby that's going to hatch from this unhatched egg in, because she doesn't know when that egg is going to hatch or what's going to trigger it. I think the plan was kill Krakatorek, and I'm going to plug my son in, who is 250 years old at this point. He's got some more experience, so hopefully he can handle it, or plug herself in because she's already been purified, which was more likely.
Exactly. But to me, it would make more sense to have Glint replace Krakatorek because she is at least 1,000 years old, we would think, or older. So she has some kind of higher understanding of the magic, how it works, and a certain amount of proficiency. The best analogy that I can make is, I don't know if my son's still here. My son's a lot like me. He thinks like me. He jokes like me. He's basically my little mini-me. That doesn't mean that I can take him to my job and plop him in my desk and say, hey, bud, go to work, do my job for me, and walk away. It's not going to happen.
Well, I don't know.
Not going to happen.
Okay, so I can argue that almost a counterpoint to that, because I am very much like my mother, who is, how old is she turning? She's 70-something? She had me very late in life. But I'm very much like my mom. But if you, in certain situations, even though I don't have the 70 years of experience my mother has, I am able to comprehend and handle things similar because we are a similar emotional set or similar mentality to when we are presented with stressors. So in general, if I have somebody screaming in my face, I am not going to break down in tears and not be able to deal with it. Oh, hey, here's, the car is broken down on the side of the road, let me fall apart. No, we have similar mentalities to how to handle that stress. So I think in that way, Aureen and Blast, thank you. She was hoping would have the similar strength to handle the situation. So even though they don't have the X number of years of experience just being in the world presented, they've still got that inner strength to not buckle under the pressure.
I mean, it could work. You're right, but me looking at a situation with my life experience, with what I've learned through life, is going to be different than my son, who is much younger than me, with very, very much less life experience and so on and so forth. That's the only part of the story that doesn't work for me. More than likely, they're going to plug characters in like Aurene and the Pale Tree, or whomever. Maybe it's somebody, a group of people that we haven't even met yet, or entities or whatever. But to me, the smaller part of the disappointment with the 6 was just completely removing them from the story and like pulling the rug out, because Levy and I have a lot of discussions, and Romo knows this. We have a lot of discussions, behind the scenes on our Discord and stuff. And Levy's told me there's no breadcrumb. There's no reason to even think that the 6 were even a viable candidate to replace the dragons. And to me, that's not true. I feel like they were setting that up for the longest time, and they just kind of ripped the rug out from it may not be, but there's things that I can see connections. You could never draw a straight line from one of the 6 to an elder dragon, but there was enough connections to lead one to believe that they'd be a viable replacement, and they're gone. So that was my disappointment.
I'm going to take, was it Levy's side on, I hadn't seen breadcrumbs that you had for them bringing the 6 back in, but once they did make it very clear, like, oh, poof, here's Balthazar, I was then expecting, okay, you brought in Balthazar, so now we're going to see the gods, and we're going to see a lot more. And so then I do agree with you that it felt like the rug was pulled out with them just being like, see you later, bye, good luck.
Surprise, bitches.
What it was too, the bigger part of the disappointment of them completely removing the 6 from the story is we don't know anything about them. And what we do know about them in lore is tainted because it came from humans who worship them as gods. So if Dwayna came out and scratched her head, she woke up, she came up from a nap or something, scratching her head, and she farted and stunk up the whole place, the scribes are going to write that down as, glorious thunder came with Dwayna, and you know what I mean? There's a certain amount of taint.
Brimstone was in the air.
Exactly.
And when she does, it smells like rose petals.
Exactly. But that's all I'm saying, is that we had an opportunity to really learn more about these characters, and what we got was basically not exactly word for word. It was a rehash of what the avatars of the 5 at that point told Cormyr in Nightfall. It was basically the same thing, which was the most disappointment for me, because we're not going to find out about anything more about the 6, at least in the near future, which stinks. That was my biggest disappointment with the 6. So, and I feel like a lot of fans, and it's not just me, I've read a lot of really good theories out there that will never see the light of day in game, but we're given these kind of lame excuses, like Ritlock finally coming out and saying, oh yeah, it was Glint. Sorry for playing it up, it was Glint. And which, by the way, Ritlock is the tribune of the Blood Legion in the Char. He's not going to have an attitude like, F you, Smoter, you're my boss, but go F yourself. I'm not telling you or doing anything for you, especially over something so small, and still be the Legionnaire of the Blood Legion. It just didn't work for me. That's the only thing that didn't work, but I have to make it clear that the story itself, take that stuff out of the story, and the story was excellent. It was the best writing that's come out of ArenaNet since the launch of the game.
The thing that you brought up when we were on break, I think that Cormyr corrected Ritlock at the 6 when he said the 5 and she said no, the 6.
Yes.
So we don't know who that 6th person
exactly
is, and I think that kind of gives ArenaNet some wiggle room to say, well, if we ever need to, or perhaps they will reintroduce the gods, bring them back from wherever they went.
Yes.
That gives them an in, or an escape hatch, if they will.
It's true. Yeah.
One theory that I saw on Reddit, and I can't even remember where, because I don't think it was in a lore thread. Somebody was saying, what if they plugged in what if they don't need replacements for all of the dragons / gods? What if they just plug in one, and that one is Aurene to basically just regulate the flow of magic? And Inks brought up in chat a little while ago that they're putting a lot of I don't know, hope or kind of whatever into this one little dragon who isn't even, she's still a baby dragon.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a while for her to mature and grow. And
well, I have a feeling we're going to see her as a teenage dragon now.
yeah, but still not have that kind
now
of.
we're in some serious trouble.
Yeah.
A teenage female dragon.
Yeah, with a learner's permit.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I just learned to fly.
Well, but I mean, the other thing I want to point out too is they're also making some inconsistencies in the story, because I don't know what happened. I assumed at the end of episode 5 that the dragons were knocked out because energy was taken away from them. But in the dragon cycle, energy would have woken them up. Where you guys had said, Kora and Miko, you guys had said that you felt that they got a blast of energy which put them to sleep. But then if they got the blast of energy that put them to sleep, how did Balthazar power up? Where did he get energy from? Because it was my assumption that he stole energy from Primordus and Jormag, which made him more powerful, and then he went after Kralkatorrik, and then again Kralkatorrik got a big blast of energy from Balthazar. How come Kralkatorrik didn't go back to sleep? So there's a bunch of inconsistencies right now in the story,
I think because now Aurene got a big blast of energy, and that's why she's looking a little bit older now as well.
Maybe me and Miko need to spend some more time analyzing and
I mean, I know that
theorizing on how
there's
that
the idea. There's the idea that that's not a bad idea.
Right.
But there's an idea that the Primordus was injured. Primordus and Jormag were slightly injured in that influx of fire from Timmy's machine.
Yeah, that I can buy, but I took it as Balthazar took their energy, and they were hurt and from the energy being ripped or magic being ripped out of them, it hurt them and they went to sleep. But they could wake up.
There was also the fact that we were dealing with conflicting energies, so it could have been the
that
fire magic hit Jormag and the ice magic hit Primordus, and then that caused them to have to retreat a bit as well. It's
because what the reader, the scanner that Timmy's got, says that they've reached or returned to pre-awakening
levels. Brain activity or whatever.
Whatever.
So there's I mean, for all we know, Kralkatorrik flew off to the south and went to sleep. That could also be a possibility too, which takes some pressure off of them to deliver Kralkatorrik in the next expansion, which allows us then to focus on Steve McBubbles, who's the only dragon who's awake, which brings us to Cantha. So it could be. So I don't know. I need Living Story season 4 to start theory crafting again, because it's. I'm pretty sure we're going after Joko next. I think he's going to be involved. I would think that he would get an expansion, but it could be dealt with in Living Story, because I
have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to get dealt with in the living world.
Yeah. Here's going deep into the rabbit hole.
Uh-oh.
We're going deep.
All right, hold on. Let me stretch and get ready for this.
I better go get on my rain suit.
My best theory right now is that Tyria, as we know it, is plunging headlong into its own destruction. We are not going to be able to address the dragons. We are just going to keep making it worse. And eventually what's going to happen is Tyria is going to explode. But before it explodes, the Six...
will build us a spaceship.
No, the Six are going to return, grab all the human characters and bring them to Tyria 2.0, because that's where they are right now. And at that point, Guild Wars 2 is done, and we're going to launch Guild Wars 3, which is going to be a human-centric game in a totally different world where Cantha and Alona and nothing else exists. and we're starting
Oh
all
my
over
God.
again. 2019, it's coming.
Why human-centric, though, if the Gouts come back and gather everyone?
Well, because
ArenaNet doesn't want to have to do cultural armor.
Thank you.
They're gonna call it Heaven's Gate.
But we want the Tengu.
We did want the
Heaven's
Tengu,
Gate.
but the Tengu are going to get fried because the player character is going to mess up and break Tyria. Tyria is going to explode, and we're going to a new planet. And
First
it's going to
guys
be, I think I presented this in Discord, it's going to be a mobile MMO. They're partnering with Samsung to make it the first VR MMO, mobile platform, monetization everywhere. We got it. Boom. That's a little deep in the. That's a little deep in the rabbit hole.
Anybody
can
else
we, like,
want some of the
have him
Kool-Aid that
committed
Gord is
now?
drinking?
Yeah, I think it's about time. If there was ever a time to put me in the loony bin, now's the
That
time.
I think that rant alone was enough to like 5150 you.
Well, Romo brought up a
You're
good
danger
point.
to yourself
Mobile can
and
run
others.
the GW1 engine, so no engine upgrade. It's a sell. It's a
my
sell.
God.
No, it's not. I need more. I think everybody get your tin hats on. I think we need a lot more, but I do think we're running. I think we are at the back end of Guild Wars 2's life cycle. I really do think we're at that, and I think if anything, if the third expansion isn't the last one, the fourth one will be. That's what I'm thinking, and that's not a horrible thing. You know, I would love to see Guild Wars 2's world in the Unreal Engine or something equivalent to that. That would be awesome.
Well, we know there are better graphics out there. I've said before, Black Desert Online looks amazing. It's got these fantastic graphics and the screenshot capabilities, which the screenshot functions in other games like Assassin's Creed, like Horizon Zero Dawn, are becoming a big part of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Of people, there's companies are starting to acknowledge people want to just go in and take screenshots. Okay, well, let's build in that feature for them and like have the great graphics so that they really want to take screenshots. And Guild Wars 2 doesn't have that ability. Like, I can't even adjust the camera at times to get my whole character in a shot. Like
You
it's
gotta do the
like
weird angle.
yeah. If my character lies down and I'm like zoomed in, I'm like, here's my head.
Yeah.
So it does need some updates. And if they went in and built a new engine, like they would have to for whatever the next Guild Wars 3 is or whatever. It's there's.
We could easily have 10 more years of Guild Wars 2 easily.
Yeah.
If they could come up with the story, the graphic, and I'm pretty. I make a lot of fun of them being on the old engine. The engine is the engine. It does have upgrades, but the engine was developed in 2003. This engine is going on what 15, 20 years old. It's an old engine.
It's the little engine that could.
Spaghetti code. They lost the Revenant beta weapons. It's gone in their spaghetti code. They can't find it. They have to. In my opinion, if I was the captain of the ship, I'd be looking at it now, because just going to Guild Wars 3, maybe that takes the bottleneck out of stuff. Maybe it lets them deliver some meaningful dragon fights, however they want to do it. I don't know, but they could easily do another 10 years of Guild Wars 2. They built a beautiful game.
Oh yeah.
So it could stand up. We'll see.
Well, and here's something to think about. So yeah, between Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2, there was this 250-year jump. But that's not to say that they have to do another, multi-generational jump into Guild Wars 3. Between Destiny and Destiny 1, like they're back to back. So it could just be that they get that new engine up, they get everything sorted and say, okay, so instead of Living Story Season 6, it's Guild Wars 3. You're just jumping right in, and maybe there's a way to port over what your character is, like your build, but like, okay, there's a reason now we have to go through and like you've got to re-level from 1 to 80 or something.
You would have
there's
to.
ways to do it.
You would have to, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen. I'm kind of putting that out there in jest, but it is confirmed in some of the hidden, in some of Cormier's journals in the hidden library that they have gone elsewhere. They have actually left the mist. They're gone out of the mist, and they've gone to another planet somewhere out there in order to start over again.
Well, they came from another planet.
They did.
Humans came from another planet. Humans weren't native to Tyria. We are literally aliens to this planet. So, so why not? They either went back to where they came from, or they went somewhere new.
Yeah. Well, Inks is saying that they could do a pre-Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
Actually do the Guild Wars.
Yeah. That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
A prequel.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up about the expansion? We have some notes in here from Miko. Some of the POF crafting recipes are still missing.
There's still stuff that it was supposed to come in with Path of Fire that haven't been put in game yet, either because of bug fixes or whatever. So they've slowly been rolling them into the game with different patches.
That's cool.
Like recipes. So I mean, I don't know if that's gonna improve the content that we have. We shall see.
Ah, it's the wife.
Hello, wife.
Bye, wife.
Hi, Lydia.
No, I think that's cool. For me, it's the lore that I'm now going back and finding out new stuff. Like the first playthrough, the Herald of Balthazar. I was playing through going oh, I wish there was more about who was this Herald before they became the Herald. They're a person. They were a person that was important in Guild Wars 1, and finding out who was just mind and so tragic. And the last Sunspear Marshal, finding out who that was, just, okay, I'm gonna go weep now. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I have to. When we're done here, I'm gonna jump back up there and check it out, because it's just how could I miss that?
Yeah.
Because we had said that was one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
And I missed it.
Yeah. So
I'm definitely
so that's
going back and take my time on that as well.
Yeah. Did you catch the Herald of Balthazar? Who that is? Gord?
I heard. Yeah. But I thought I found all of the scrolls, and I didn't feel that there was enough in the scrolls to literally point that character out as being the Herald.
It was not quite enough, and then there was the live stream that they did, and Bobby Stein didn't call it out, but further was pay attention to what they say, because it's almost an exact line from Guild Wars 1. And that's where the confirmation is of, you're right. That is almost an exact quote from Guild Wars 1. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's on the wiki. It's on the wiki now.
It
so.
is.
Deo's saying that the humans came from Mario Odyssey.
Nice.
So.
Banned from Twitch chat.
I might have to buy a Switch. I know this is off topic, but I might have to buy a Switch just for Mario Odyssey, because it's just, from what I'm reading, it's so good.
I will say, ARMS, that silly little boxing game, is a ton of fun. And if you want to work out for your arms, get it, and then play like I play, which is just like this, and throwing all your strength into flinging your arms forward. I was sore for 2 days after playing one round of ARMS.
That's awesome.
Or you could be sore like me today and just stand in a grocery store for 7.5 hours without sitting down while people yell and scream about crap that's broken. ARMS would be a lot funner.
Man, that sounds like Reddit.
My God, work was horrible today. It was rough.
All right, anything else we want to talk about? Path of Fire. I still think that it's a good expansion.
This was great. I enjoyed listening to you guys.
Yeah. I still think it's a great expansion.
Gallios didn't even get to weigh in really on the story.
I am not. I'm not good at that part of the stuff. I'm just the fluff guy in between. I'm the guy that says the real stupid shit in between. So sorry about that S-bomb there. But Yeah, I'm not the smart guy on this thing. This is not my cup of tea, but I enjoy listening and saying stupid stuff in the middle.
Silly.
Yeah, I guess. I got distracted. Sorry, I lost my whole train of thought. Thanks to Garrus. All right, so for Garrus, no, Tengu were not the first inhabitants of Tyria. The only modern race that predates all of them, really, that's left is the Jotun. And the few dwarves that are left. As far as we know, the Khodan, the Norn, all those races came after the second dragon cycle.
Yeah.
So.
But the Jotun, that's where it's sad. They were once a great race and are now just, a step up from orcs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like the script, right?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Skrit are a little bit smarter than Jotun.
Especially when they get together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. I think
Can I mention that when y'all all go, yeah, it reminds me of that skit on Saturday Night Live where they got the two ladies doing the radio show. Oh, that's just lovely. Oh yes.
Listen,
absolutely
I'm still getting
lovely.
used to reading chat and keeping a line of thought. It's not easy.
It's not good with the
You gotta be
multitasking.
stupid like me, Gord. You gotta be dumb like me, so somebody else will do the show.
All right, we're falling off the rails here. All right, so in closing,
professionalism.
we're gonna do roundtable. Kora, final
Yes.
thoughts about Path of Fire.
It's pretty and shiny, and I like it.
Miko.
Same. I'm enjoying it. I've still got a ton of things that I want to do, and I'm having fun.
Gallios.
I am doing the same. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually doing the exploration this time, and I'm enjoying the exploration.
Yeah.
So having fun.
I think it's 4 for 4. I guess I do have some minor complaints about Path of Fire, but overall, this is a good expansion. This is an expansion I would like to see, and I would like to challenge ANET to do an exploratory expansion where there's really not a big bad baddie. We just go and clear a new area that we've never been to before and help a new race or something like that. That would be just as awesome as having a big bad boss fight.
That's Guild Wars 3.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, I think that's it. So we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. Yay!
Yay!
That's a good show. I really missed you guys.
That was awesome.
Oh, okay, I missed it. I was scratching my head.
The girls both at the same time went, yay! The exact same tone, the exact same amount of time. It was perfect.
All right, so I do want to say I really did miss you guys. I hate not recording. I have a lot of fun recording the show.
So do I.
Well, you saw my message on Discord. I'm like, is it this week? Are we recording this week? What's the show?
Yeah, it throws us off. It way throws us off. All right, so that's that. We'll go through no more final thoughts. So Gallios, you have any shout-outs?
I wish I did, but I haven't been on enough. I would love to say that we got some new reviews, but I haven't seen any yet. So I don't have any shout-outs. I'm sad.
Hey, it happens. It happens. Miko, any shout-outs?
I've got a couple of shout-outs to Tensor and Dolvik and Tenkin and Valiant, who helped me kind of formulate my thoughts and my thinking. Kora and Gord as well. I was looking for a new keyboard, and I got one.
Oh, you did? What'd you get?
Awesome.
Did you get the Corsair?
I got the Corsair Strafe RGB, so it's like all rainbow waving at me whilst we've been talking.
That's very cool.
So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's fun, and my keys. I don't ever have to worry about my keys disappearing because it's not painted on letters.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a Razer boy. I have Razer headset. I have Razer keyboard. I have a Nostromo. I have a Naga mouse. I have all Razer. I even have a Razer mouse pad. I'm a Razer.
I thought you said you had a Romo for a minute.
I mean, he might. Don't judge.
My Razer.
I got a Romo.
Nostromo. It's a gamepad. Hold on.
Yeah, I have all Razer as well. I've got a Naga and a Diamond Head. A Diamondback, not a Diamond Head. I got a Diamondback keyboard and a Razer and a Razer Naga Chroma.
Really?
I like my Razer.
Dovik in chat, I have to challenge you, sir, because I've had my Nostromo for 4 years now. I've had my Naga for 3. I've had my keyboard for probably 3.5 years. So I don't know. Maybe you're just rough on it.
I got my keyboard. I got my keyboard 3 years ago, and my Naga went for 4.5, almost 5 before the number 1 key and number 2 key wore out.
Yeah.
I think I've had
Dovik's on his
mine
sturdy
about 2 years for my keyboard, and I love it. Although I'm having trouble, but I don't think that's with the keyboard. I think it's with the USB plug on the tower. If it wiggles even slightly, like the keyboard disconnects, and sometimes it won't like automatically reconnect, so I have to like jiggle and I'm not sure what's going on, and I would love to just like take it down to Best Buy and be like, can you just fix this? But 1, paying them to do that, and 2, I call it the behemoth for a reason, and I'm not carrying it down 2 flights of stairs to then go pay $200 for them to like tighten something.
Yeah.
So I just jiggle the wire.
Yeah, just jiggle away, girly. All right.
Yeah.
Where were we? Miko?
Shout out.
Oh, Miko. Yeah, we took over your shout out, Miko.
It's all right. That was it.
Anything else?
That was my shout out.
Shout out to
Just
Corsair.
thank you. Yeah. Shout
Kora?
out to Corsair. I know.
I'm going to give a shout out to Zorav of the POW Guild, who is working on the Winter's Day zine, which is going, I forget what the charity the money is going to, but everybody who's part of it is just, we're donating our time in creating for the zine. We're not getting paid for it. And the money is going to go to charity. And it's awesome that she is one of the people putting this together, and it's a lot of work that she's doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that I got asked to write for it was really cool. So she went out and they asked some people to contribute either stories or artwork, and then they opened it up for applications. So the fact that I was one of the people that they asked was like a huge, huge honor of like, oh my God, you like me, you really like me.
Yeah.
So I have my next deadline for it is tomorrow, so I've got to finish that up and send that draft off so that I can do the final round of revisions for it. And hopefully everybody out there will go look it up and order a copy. You can get physical, but it's a physical zine, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna have a lot of awesome artwork and a lot of, I mean, basically it's all fan fiction. It's not official from Guild Wars, but I think everybody will be really impressed by the quality that is coming out of it. So go forth and buy.
And it goes to a good cause. I think they're going to Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah. I couldn't remember because we all got a vote. They put forward like, hey, here's different charities that the money could go towards. Please vote on which one you want to see it go towards, and most popular vote won. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity and something that's just fun for the community. So yeah, shout out to her.
Kora, Dolvik would like to know if there's any developments on your text game. How are we coming with that?
Okay, so yeah. So I had started a text game, and what it really was it's actually a novel that a normal novel that I'm actually working on. And then I was getting ready to do a game jam, and I really wanted to learn Twine. So I took the first chapter from the novel, and I started reworking it, plugging it into Twine to figure out how does the coding in Twine work? How do I make multiple choices that, then you can follow the path. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to that or just say, hey, go buy the book when I finish it. I will say that it was a really great learning experience to figure out how to make Twine, because then I did go do the game jam, which was the Empathy Game Jam by I Thrive Games out here, and it was in Redmond at DigiPen. And I did take third place with a Twine game that I made that weekend, which I am working on. I'm calling it's the beta version. I can link to it. It's called The Weather Report, and it does have strong trigger warnings that come with it, because it's about to be serious. Sorry, y'all. You are playing through this text-based game, and you are the person living in an abusive relationship. And so you're playing through, and it can be quite hard. And I was told, like, you need to make sure you put a trigger warning on it, because it's a hard play, and it's a hard read. And it took third place, so I'm really, really proud of it. It's still a little rough. I want to expand it a little bit more, and then really put it out there and publicize it. And I don't know. I don't know that it'll ever like be a famous game, but just that it would be out there and maybe help somebody, or at least help somebody understand what people go through in that kind of situation, like the mentality of like where you are. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun learning more about Twine. And if anybody wants to do text-based games, it's a good way to get started. It's fairly simple. I looked at a couple. I looked at Inkle, and I decided on Twine, and I really like it. So.
Nice.
And
girl.
yeah, thank you, Inks. Thank you, Draws, for the congrats. I was really hoping that it would be well received, and taking third place when everybody else was working in teams was it felt really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played it, and I, at the end, I was like, no, wait, what happens next?
You got to buy the book, son.
Well, that one was it was a steampunk one that I was working on to learn Twine. That one
great.
That one cuts off at the end of
enjoyed it.
chapter 1. But the
I was
the
like,
Weather
what
Report is very different. The Weather Report is not the steampunk, so these are two different ones. The steampunk one was not what went into the Empathy Game Jam, but I'm glad that story is valid, and that people were like, oh my god, where's it going?
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm done rambling.
All right.
Next. Socks next.
All right, so I got a few shout outs. First, shout out to Inks and Deo for hanging out with us in chat, and everybody else, as well as Talking Script for the kind host. Thank you for that, guys. And I think that was it for community members. The big thing is next week is Extra Life, and ArenaNet is actually doing a 36-hour stream as well. So ArenaNet and their partners, I know Bobby Stein said he's going to be streaming as part of that. So they're starting Friday night and going straight through to Sunday. So some of the devs are going to be doing that and stuff. I'm also going to be doing 24 hours or as close to it as I physically can. Next week, I'm starting at 9 a.m. on I'm starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and I'm going to finish at 8 a.m. on Sunday, because the clocks go back at 2 a.m. So we have two 1 a.m. events. So first half of the day is really going to be a lot of Guild Wars 2 and possibly some Guild Wars 1 if I get enough people to sign up. If I get 12 people in Guild Wars 1, we're going to do a YOLO Deep run, which is one of the elite areas in Guild Wars 1. So if we can get enough people, I need 12 people. And if we can do it, we're going to do a run, and hopefully somebody's going to get some Canaxi weapons in Guild Wars 1. But
what time is this?
The schedule, I have the schedule up in the SoTD Discord. Okay. If you're not a member of the Discord for Shadow of the Dragon, there is a link on our channel page. Just scroll down. We should have a Discord link there. If not, PM me and I'll send you a link to it. Everybody's welcome. But I have the schedule up there. I am looking for a bunch of people. We're going to do a fractal crawl. I'm doing some SPVP for warm-ups in anticipation for the upcoming SPVP season, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Doing a 1 hour special on how to make your own podcast at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're also doing the first ever SoTD podcast game show that everybody will be able to participate. And like I said at the beginning of the show, at the end of the 24-hour stream, whoever made the biggest donation is getting a copy of Guild Wars 2 Path to Fire Ultimate Edition, courtesy of Dolvik, who's in chat with us. And I also have in the neighborhood of $450 worth of games. I'm giving away game packages at the top of each hour to some to the highest donators and some for prizes in the just as part of the stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And where can the good people find you streaming for Extra Life, Gord?
I will be streaming on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/GordTheNorn.
Cool.
Yeah, hopefully we will all make cameo appearances on there, because I did not get a chance to even set up for it this year.
Yeah, you've been crazy busy. My goal is $400, and I'm already at 65.
Cool.
So I think we can make that. And like I said, I'm playing for the Bernard and Millie Duker Children's Hospital at the Albany Medical Center, because I'm here in New York, and that is probably only 80 miles north of me.
Good choice.
But there's plenty of other streamers out there. There's plenty of other people just playing for any hospital. So, I encourage you, if you don't want to donate to me, find somebody who's playing for a hospital near you. It's fine. And check out ArenaNet. When I will be taking at least 3 breaks during the night for an hour, and I'll be streaming. I'll be hosting ArenaNet stuff. So
remember, it's all for the kids, guys. It's super, super, super cool.
Yep.
And if you can donate, please do so.
Yeah. So that's that. I'll see everybody next week. I'm stoked. I'm trying to talk my wife into doing like an hour Guild Wars 2 with me. Just because.
That's awesome.
She won't do it. I know she won't do it.
Come on.
Take her through. Set her up on a free-to-play account.
Please for Gallios. Just
take her
please for
through
Gallios play for a little while.
That'll be fun.
My Savari Mesmer is her character.
I
and it's
remember
named
that.
after her, Lydia the Trickster. Because her name's Lydia, so.
Yeah.
So that's that. All right.
So
I think that's it.
Yep.
if the good folks could reach anybody, are we doing that?
Yeah, of course we're going to do that. I was going to transition to that. You're getting ahead of me, buddy.
Sorry, I'm trying to learn this thing,
He's taking
after
over.
2 years.
Gallus is taking over.
Really, I should just be the MC, and you guys should just talk while I MC the whole thing. That way it would be better. I do the opening credits. I do all of that kind of stuff because, and the smart people need to do all of the splaining.
All right. So, Miko, if the good people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
You can give me a follow on Twitter at InkySticks. You can follow me here on Twitch. My channel is twitch.tv/InkySticks. My in-game name is sanspen.6093. And on Discord, I am Miko #3586.
All right. And Kora, where can the good people get in touch with you?
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at GuildLores. I'm also on Tumblr at GuildLores. And then Discord is, what is it? Oh my god, I can't remember. It's GuildLores.
Nope.
I'm like trying to look it up right now. Is it GuildLores or is it Kora? I don't even know.
It's Kora.
It's Kora hashtag 2568.
Yep.
And then I should know what my game tag is, but I don't. It's south of Neptune dot. There's a 5 and a 6.
6254.
There you go. That's where you can follow me. I'm not on it tonight.
All right. And Gallios, where can the good people get in touch with you?
All right. You can reach me on Twitter at Gallios_GW2. You can reach me at Twitch at Gallios_GW2. You can also reach me in-game at Gallios.8142. And you can reach me in Discord at Gallios #3334.
All right. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us at sotdpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at SoTD_podcast. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me on Twitter at Gord the Norn. You can follow me, or you can talk with me on our Discord at Gord #4133. And I'm usually in game at Gord 8654. Man, it was bad. Ooh. Miss one show and that's it. It goes to hell.
I literally just like Draws posted in the chat what my stuff is. I'm like, I better copy and paste that. That's important stuff.
He's a stalker. I love it, Garaz. All right, so that's it. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our scorecard special. Miko's first scorecard.
Oh.
It's coming, baby.
It's going to be
First
so organized.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've
I'm
already
excited.
decided that I'm going to condense the gem shop because I used to list every single thing out. So now I'm going to be like 14 glider skins, 8 this package, 2 this pack. Because if I do anything specific, we're going to fight.
I have to go back and find the last episode of this and get caught up.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
well,
better fill your water bottles that night.
Okay.
Bring your adult diapers.
Bring your adult diapers. All right, so I think that's going to do it, guys. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Everybody have fun. I'll hopefully see a lot of you guys next week. And that's that. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night,
Good night, guys.
Bye, all.
All right, recording's done.
Awesome show. Awesome show. Awesome show.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you, chat folks. Thank y'all
Yeah,
for coming
chat,
out.
thank
We
you,
really,
everybody.
Really enjoyed
Yeah.
chat tonight.
I like Dovic's suggestion there.
Do you maybe want to
Special
do
overlays that you update in real time for the scorecard. Is that doable?
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
good idea,
You got-
Dobik.
You got like all of the how many screens now? 5, 4,
What?
3.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can.
He's
do
like-
this. Hold on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
have-
if you count the text
You have like
insertion.
Photoshop open, and then just instant upload into your thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh Lord.
He's going to
Forgetting
show
the
us.
tour?
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where my
Uh-oh.
camera is. All right. That
It's
is-
blurry.
All right. That is Kora and Miko's computer. So all that computer does is have them on Skype. And then that is monitor number 1 with all the audio recording and Gallios' Skype. Monitor number 2
Oh, geez.
with
Wow.
the SoTD appearing, and monitor number 3 with all the streaming crap. And then there is the mixer and the soundboard. So that is my setup.
You got like you got like a pro setup there, man.
I have like no room in my desk at all. None. I'm so cramped.
Hold on. If we're doing this,
Garo says you can
Floor.
embed a ticker in the lower part.
That's what I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna do.
Now you
because,
got to
Cross-legged.
fix your camera.
oh yeah. Ooh,
dog,
I look short.
Yeah.
behemoth,
Yeah.
and then my 2 monitors, and yeah, floor. This is cross-legged. Floor. Yeah, I'm there with
How
you
tall
with
is
the
your tower?
feeling cramped. Tall.
Is it like
I'm
the tallest size possible?
I'm probably gonna add a
yeah.
4th monitor. Because now I have an extra 27-inch. These are all 27-inch monitors too.
You basically do with the other computer, right?
That one's just separate. What I wanted to do was set that up to be the recording for the audio to get, and then put everything here. That was the hopes with Discord, but for some reason Discord doesn't like my mixer, so I have to play with it still. But we're always evolving. I am a monitor. Look, hold on. I don't know.
And the 40-inch television set? Where is it?
Where?
I know, right?
See, there's the 2 monitors that I'm not using, so I could actually
Right.
hook up 2 more.
Oh my gosh. You just need like a bank on the wall. Just to put them all up there. You're gonna need a TV studio, I think.
Yeah, soon.
No, they make that. They have one of these. It's a post that comes out, and it has long bars that go across, and you can mount your monitors on that.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine had 6 posted that
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
You
no,
got three up top and 3 at the bottom,
My
Yeah.
and
friends,
they kind of curve around.
I have a friend
Yeah,
who
that's
her
cool.
husband had an 8-monitor setup.
Mm-hmm.
And when Windows 10 pushed their update through, they changed something, and now running 8 monitors is too hard on I don't know what component in the computer, and he was like pissed because he used them for work, and so he had to go down to a 6-monitor setup just so that his computer can actually function at a normal speed. But yeah, he ran 8 monitors, and it was a sight to behold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tenkin is running 3 27-inch monitors in 4K. I'm still on 1080p. So,
Damn.
yeah, so he's got it a little bit crazier than me. But with everything that's going on, it's just too much. And probably what I'm going to end up doing is getting the next upgrade for the show is going to be a digital, it's actually an analog. It's a digital recorder. That I'll output the mixer into, and then that'll take care of Audacity. I won't need that anymore. But that's why I have 32 gigs of RAM in my computer, and I just put the GTX 1080 in, because that helps a lot with streaming. Because I'm streaming this in 60 frames per second and have dropped 0 frames with the audio recording going, the Skype going, appearing going, OBS going, everything going. So
nice,
pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, on that note, folks,
I'm going to bed.
I am going to call it a night.
Go to bed, old man.
Yeah, work kicked my ass today.
Yeah.
Seriously kicked my ass today.
Yeah, I gotta go say hi.
I think
to
I might have one more drink though, just so my body doesn't hurt so much.
I have a brand new refrigerator coming tomorrow morning, because I have had the best luck with appliances. I got a washer and dryer set at Lowe's for $500 on clearance.
That's nice.
A brand new Samsung set, and I got. They were doing
That's
a
what
clearance.
I got Samsung.
I got a Samsung fridge last week for $600.
I
got it for $600.
So
I was like, yes.
So I don't need to worry about the things. Yeah. I use my friend's things. But I do have to get up. Me. Yeah, no, I do have to get up early. The other podcast I do, we decided to record tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. my time. Perfect. So that means I got to get up early.
Well, tell Anna thank you for getting a new mic, because she sounds much better.
Right?
She does.
I thought she did. Yeah. So if anybody's still listening and wants to check out another podcast that has nothing to do with games but everything to do with just life and me and my best friend being crazy, I do the Accountabilities podcast. So you can go listen to more of me there and hear about the last couple weeks, which have not been the best. But yeah, I'm glad that she sounded better. I loved seeing your comment come in, because we were worried about the new mic. So anyways, that's
it. I mean, it's a cool show. I have an hour drive to and from work, so I'm looking for all the podcasts I can get. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I started listening to a comic books podcast to fill in the Guild Wars 2 podcast wait times. It's actually pretty good. It's Jay and Miles explain the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
That one's good.
It's actually pretty fun. Yeah. So they do a good podcast.
Good.
Cool. That's awesome.
Anyway, I am going to go, guys. Thank y'all so much for another in very entertaining evening.
Good night.
Absolutely. Night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for everybody for coming to chat. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Come to Gord the Nord. Come hang out with me on Extra Life.
Yes.
Yep. I'll be there. Especially
right, cool.
if you're doing Guild Wars 1 stuff. Last year I got a new Hall of Monuments achievement because of it.
Yeah, if we get seriously, if we get 12 people, we're doing the deep.
Okay.
The deep, and I think
That'll be cool.
I think Urgaz Warden, was it Ward? Urgaz, whatever Urgaz's thing. I think that was 12-man too. So I mean, we might be able to do both. I have 2 hours carved out for it. That'd be fun. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
All right. Now I'm stopping the recording. We're going.
All right.
I'll be in game in 15 minutes. Later, all.
All right. Bye.